Hello, and welcome to Jarviskjir Rock of the North, Session 2. We are back. We are missing Zach, but we're missing one of us, but, that doesn't mean that Mommy loves you all any less. We're still gonna do D&D. It's gonna be great. I'm on not enough sleep. I have coffee. I'm ready to DM the party wandering out into a snowstorm. What could possibly go wrong?
It's gonna be fine.
We're gonna be just fine.
It's okay, you have a cleric that might care.
Yeah.
Maybe.
A cleric, a giant, and an elf walk into a snowstorm.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the punchline to that joke is. I guess we'll find out over the next 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
Zabrel's the punchline of that joke.
It just dealing with it.
But I've just realized something, right? So Peep's a kobold and has sunlight sensitivity.
Yes.
How bright is it right now with the snowstorm? Is he like
it's overcast
blinded?
with Peep, because Peep isn't an underground creature. The way I've used sunlight sensitivity in Jarviskjir is if you've been raised on the surface, it doesn't really affect you. Really bright light might come back to hurt you, like a super sunny day or a shining city in the clouds. But regular North Openfur weather, it's never sunny enough to hurt. So, it's just like that meme I tweeted today, where eventually when it's not overcast in England, the Brits will fade away. That's Peep, basically. If it's ever sunny out here, you're gonna be great.
I mean, the Irish too. I go outside within 5 minutes and burnt, so it's just...
Yeah, basically.
I can't. I go outside and fucking Aragorn's running in the door yelling the beacons are lit.
It's a classic. There's the Lord of the Rings reference for the bingo card immediately.
I did legit have one
me.
point. The sun was coming through the window and I lifted up my arm to stretch and the sun reflected off my arm and lit up my desk like a sun lamp.
Yup.
Okay. So, let's recap last time, because it's one of the first sessions. I'll be pretty, in-depth. I won't just say a kobold, a giant, and an elf walk into a snowstorm. This campaign so far has taken place in the northern town of Lendr. You have all gathered together from a summons by a mysterious lady who lives in a bookstore library hybrid. She seems fine. Nothing to worry about. She basically wanted you to investigate a place, which you have done. When you got there, it was some kind of burial structure. You dealt with some angry badgers. You dealt with some angry skeletons. You all kind of got a flow of how you guys fight, which is you all fight all the time. That's the answer. And you decided that as something was stolen from this place by seemingly a giant that ran off into the blizzard, that you would follow it to the best of your ability. You don't have tracks, but you do know what the creature's footsteps look like. So, that is something. Look at that.
Yeah, so I guess we know they went straight west, right? Like,
yeah,
roughly.
Basically. That's your lead. That's why you're probably still happy to go off on this little jaunt, because, I mean, you've got an entire cardinal direction. Pretty compelling.
Yeah. And so we took like a short rest then, I think, right?
You took a short rest in the barrow,
Yeah.
and then started heading off with Sabriel on his horse, and let's say for now Vincent is hanging back, so Peep is probably on Snow's shoulders.
Okay.
Because Peep would probably get trapped in the snow otherwise.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, and I guess we'll just head out. Snow would be like looking around for, dangerous things.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that is fair. That is fair.
He'd be trying to have it so we don't walk off the cliff or something.
Shit, there's no McDonald's around here.
Oh fuck!
You can do that. That is actually super useful. You can travel a little slower, keep more of an eye out, especially with your height vantage. Why don't you actually give me a perception check?
Can I help?
Good.
Yes. Why don't you have perception with advantage? As Sabriel
Okay.
kind of gives
Alright.
guidance.
Let's see.
14 is okay for a level 3 party. You can't complain too much. You can see very well through the snow. One thing that you can actually already tell, just from the way the wind is blowing and maybe even the taste of the air, is that the snow storm is really dying. It's actually not going to be snowing very heavily soon, which will be great for you guys to have even more visibility in an hour or so. When it comes to looking out for creatures as you're trekking out, you can keep a constant eye. You have a feeling, although you don't really have any good evidence of it, that you might be being followed. Right now, if something's following you, they're also using the snow. And you don't immediately notice anything before you, either. Do you want to continue trekking forward, west, looking for tracks?
Yeah, I mean, I think Snow doesn't want to worry the group, so he's not going to tell them that we're being followed. And then he thinks we're being... Well, he doesn't have any, solid proof of it either, so he's kind of like... He's like, maybe it's just... he has some self-doubt there. He's like, maybe it's just my mind playing tricks on me.
Yeah, it might be the wind.
Yeah.
I do that joke
So I
every
guess-
time we're doing a stealth segment, legitimately.
Yeah.
Give me a survival with advantage. Keep
Okay.
trekking the tracks.
Yeah. Let me have it set up. Okay, good.
At this point, you are past the forest, right? You're actually past areas you've regularly trekked. You and your family, essentially, may have gone out this way when hunting something that has left the forest, but there's not a whole lot of reason to do so. This region, west of Lendr, is, if you actually see on the Jarviskjir map, it's just kind of grey because it's very rocky. There are kind of tundra scrublands as well, where there's just enough brush to make it uncomfortable to travel through, although not really for Snow, who's a big boy. Luckily, this isn't luckily, skillfully, you managed to pick back up a trail. Yes, it's going west. You just catch another one of those footprints and the kind of a staggered push of the hand. It's all in the impacted snow. Whatever you're following is very big and heavy, so it is leaving like an indents in that permafrost kinda. So you know exactly where to continue traveling and which way to trek. At a certain point, when the snow has all but gone and it is still quite light in the day, you come across, or perhaps a wolf comes across you in the direction you're heading, to the west. It was just obscured enough in the snow that by the time you get close enough to see it, you're pretty close, within charging distance of a wolf. Or a giant. But the wolf looks a little strange. All of you would be familiar with what wolves look like in this region. But it's large. It has these daggers of stone growing out of its fur in hodgepodge places, almost like the darts that almost pull the fur up. It is... it looks painful. The creature is also wheezing out sand with every breath. And you can actually see kind of a trail of the sand in this nearby area. It looks pretty aggressive, and it's actually going to charge.
That's a
Snow
big
would-
doggy.
Yeah, Snow, as after Peep says that, Snow would be like, just try not to get gobbled up in one bite.
I'll try.
Oh, you get back down there.
Oh, jeez.
There's a wolf. There's a wolf dog over there. And you guys can
Oh, look
roll
at my
initiative.
horse.
Realistically,
My horse with no name.
I should give you control of that horse, huh?
Probably.
Give me the second.
I need to pull up a horse on places.
This is just a riding horse.
Yeah, I just need to pull up the stat sheet.
Well, I need to pull up the stat sheet of the big old wolf. Right now, yeah, you have
Big
that moment
wolf.
to kind of talk to each other, to kind of brace your weapons as it growls and bares its teeth.
My horse with no name, Ian, that Sabril doesn't give a shit about.
Oh. I
That's
mean,
not his horse.
I think Snow would just basically realize there's no avoiding this fight and pull out his sword.
We want to do the same as last time?
Sure.
It's at that
Right.
point that the wolf charges.
Do I need to roll initiative for the horse?
No. Let's say no
Okay.
this time. This horse is really just gonna move when you tell it to move. Usually with more trained animals, they have their own initiative and you can do cool shit. But this is just...
Yeah.
This is a
This
dopey
isn't my
horse. This is a rental. You know,
It's a rental.
the wolf is gonna charge.
I need to reload the map, I think, because all I see is blackness with snow in our toes.
Or you see, if you see black, you need to reload. And the wolf charge is pretty close. At first, seeming like it's going to go into a full-on, you know, maybe barrel you down, Snorcorn. But it just kind of skids to a stop in the snow and growls and keeps low to the ground. You're up next.
Yeah, so when it does this, then Snow is just going to, like, he was going to kind of brace to maybe, like, try to block if he needed to hold the greatsword up. But seeing as it has stopped, he's going to take the initiative and just charge at it, lowering the greatsword and going like, "Argh!" and just, you know, kind of letting out a low grunt, just out of instinct almost. He'll rage in the process, I think.
Nice.
I don't think he wants to take this guy too. He wants to take it seriously because he doesn't know how strong this thing is going to be. And yeah, so he will charge into here.
He is pulled along on the shoulders. Yeah.
And then he will. He's just going to try to poke it. Let's see if this works.
That's a hit and really good damage.
Yeah. Yep. So he just comes in basically just bearing down on it, I think so.
Yeah.
And that will be it for me.
Excellent. The wolf immediately kind of like hitches and turns in a way so that your blade is more of a glancing hit, but it's still definitely a real painful stagger on it. Peep, you're actually next.
All right.
on the shoulders of giants.
I can move. I can move enough to go around, but I'm gonna say it's the same thing as did back in the crypt, where Peep's gonna do like a running jump off and over the top. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then Peep is gonna use his bonus action to do Fighting Spirit. So gets 5 bonus hit point, well, temporary hit points, and. So, because he normally gets disadvantage because he's using a heavy weapon.
Well, you would have
but then
had
he's using-
advantage for flanking.
Ah, true.
So you might want to save this a sec.
Okay, yeah. That's a good point. I can.
Yeah. And you also get advantage for doing a flip over the thing. You know, it's very important.
Just coolness. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so I shall retract the Fighting Spirit, but still hit it hard with the Great Sword. 16?
16 is a hit.
Nice.
Yeah. Another
that's a lot bigger than me.
strike. Sabriel.
Ah. Okay, there.
Don't get lost in your chair on the way.
Well, my chair was like being weird, and it was at a weird angle, and I didn't like it. Sabriel's gonna. The horse has 60 feet. It can go.
I was gonna say it sounds like a super slip near.
10 times the power. No, wait, does.
He's
I
gonna.
don't give a shit.
He's gonna. Hold up. Where's my sword?
Did old man Sabriel leave his sword at home?
Yes, I would have left the sword in the crypt.
Listen, he'd lose his mind if he left that sword anywhere. He's just gonna look to the side real quick, have a quick word with seemingly nothing, and then swing his sword. As
That
he
is a
rides up
hit,
next
and
to
it's 10 damage.
it is an extra.
An extra 4 on top of that, right?
Yep.
Just 4 flat radiance as there's the flash of light of your swing.
Yes.
With you 3 resoundingly cornering the wolf, it does kind of stagger back, and more sand coughs and wheezes out of its mouth as it breathes, and it's going to kind of travel back as much as it can with Pete behind it, and then exhale this wave of sand out of its maw.
Oh no.
I'm gonna need Sabriel, Snowcorn, and Sabriel's horse to give me dexterity checks.
Jeez.
Here's the horse.
The horse is first.
It doesn't matter.
Save. No, it is save. Nearly all the
Well-
time, I will say the opposite.
That's okay.
The horse doesn't
For me,
have
it's the
anything
same.
but
Yeah, that's fine.
dexterity, so. Sabriel, darling.
Oh no.
For some reason, the horse didn't come for roll straight, but that's fine. Also,
Because for whatever reason, when I roll from the D&D Beyond sheet on with like Beyond 20, it just rolls straight to DM. I don't know how to change that.
well, it's very rarely going to happen.
Oh,
Yeah.
10s are failures. You didn't expect this wolf to shoot sand at you. Understandably. This is new. This is aberrant, even for those who have, been around, who know this place very well, and Sabriel, who knows the world very well. This is really fucking weird. It's going to be 17 piercing damage as the sand just shreds through clothing and starts to cut and almost burn through skin with how fast it's moving and creating friction.
I have 7 hit points.
So, I guess since I'm raging and it's
That
just
is half. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
How much
That's
HP did
nice.
the horse have?
Oh fuck, my horse is gone.
I think it was like 16
It
base.
has 13.
13.
Okay, I'm gonna need. It's actually gonna be dying. There might be a chance to save it after, but I am gonna need you to give me an athletics or acrobatics check, Sabriel, to not eat shit as the horse that goes down.
Oh no.
Oh You go down with the horse.
Oof.
You are
that's
gonna
a
land
much.
prone. The horse is gonna be half in front of you, on top of you. It lets out like these pain sounds as it's kind of moving on the ground. It's not very nice.
Oh no.
Oh.
Snow.
Yeah, I mean, so he kind of like recoils in pain from this hit because it was, even with the rage, it still hurts like hell, and so he'll just kind of like with renewed like anger, basically, just sweep at it with the greatsword, do a big old sweep. So would I have advantage for flanking?
Yeah, Peep is giving you advantage. The rule is you got to be able to draw a line through. And it might be a little weird with you being big and Peep being small, but you can draw a line through.
Yeah.
You can especially consider, but Peep is actually taking up a whole space. Peep's just in the corner because that's how Roll20 do.
Yep. So I will sweep at it.
It's a crit.
Yeah, I already rolled the crit.
It's a
damage, so it
relatively
was
low damage crit, but still
Yeah.
impressive. I mean, it makes sense. You want to retaliate as the wolf really hurt you. You're gonna leave this massive strike against the wolf's face that actually snaps off some of these stone darts that seem to be growing out of it, and they kind of they just because of directions, they're going to end up going on the horse, but don't worry about it now.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, and that'll be it for me, yeah.
Peep.
All right. Okay. Peep is gonna, after seeing this wolf just like blast sand, and then hearing like the whinnies, and then Peep's gonna look over, Sabriel, and I'm gonna run over, and I want to help Sabriel out from under the horse.
Yeah, I would say that wouldn't even be an action. Oh, no, that wouldn't even be a... No, it is an action. It wouldn't be a roll. To get Sabriel up to kind of shove the horse over out of the way so that Sabriel can fight. That's fine. Very smart,
Baby
very
boy.
caring, very precious. And also Sabriel has just been helped up to standing by a little rat.
A little kobold. Like, was it 180th of the age? Or something like that?
180 times
180.
Older than you, yeah.
So yeah, I think that's my turn.
It is. Ori, it's you next.
God damn it. I'm at 7 hit points left. Where did my sheet go? I did the thing where like you double click it and it like makes the little bar.
Oh no, I know.
transparent.
I know.
I
With
lost
my
it on the
DMPCs happens every time. It's like, oh, it's Roy's turn. Where is Roy? I don't know.
I don't have.
The wolf is looking bloodied, by the way, which means it has 50% or lower hit points remaining.
Can I do? Is this a bonus action? No. God damn it. Whatever. Is that to hit? Since I'm standing here on next to this wolf, right? Like I'm within like.
Yeah, you're within touch range.
I'm gonna do something and it's either going to go very badly or it's going to go really well.
The cleric bandit gambit. What are you trying?
Can I use Hand of the Law to rope its mouth shut?
I will allow you to try. Go ahead and click the spell, and then you're going to need to describe a little bit what this spell does, because it is a Jarviskjir spell.
This is either going to go very well, or Sabriel's going to lose a hand. That's how this is going to go.
I mean, it's a charisma save.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't trust you not to have the fucking weird-ass dire wolf have, like, the charisma of Kronk.
The dice rolled off my table into my painting palette, but it landed on an 8, and so it's gonna fail. So you can wrap the wolf's mouth shut. Go ahead, describe it.
Okay, so he's gonna look at Peep, give him a little pat on the head, and a grumbled, weirdly awkward thank you, and then he's gonna look at the wolf, look at the other two, look at his rental horse that's now croaking on the ground, and I've had enough of this. He just smacks the wolf on the nose, and like gold rope of light just wraps it around the muzzle, and he's like, I'm done. Sit down, doggy.
Needless to say, this doesn't end the wolf's aggression, but it is essentially muzzled by these straight up glowing golden bonds of light. What's your action?
I'm seeing if I have anything I can heal myself with.
Can you healing word yourself?
I don't have healing word prepared.
Of course not.
Nope.
You only have it prepared when you don't need it.
I have cure wounds prepared, but it's an action, and I don't have.
Well, surely
That's
the
it,
wolf
that's all
won't
I can
attack you
do.
in between turns.
That's all I can do. For now.
Okay.
Because my other thing is also an action, and I really don't want to use that yet. I'm done.
The wolf is going to thrash. It's kind of backing up because its mouth is shut, and it's trying to wiggle its head back and forth as if trying to get these bonds off. Not understanding what's happening to it, of course. It is going to swipe at Snow. It's going to have reduced damage because of the it's not using its mouth, it's using its claws. It is going to hit.
Yeah.
It is going to be reduced damage as soon as I find a D4. There it is. Well, 2 1s. That's going to be 6 piercing damage, or slashing damage. Half to 3 for you.
Yep.
It's a lot weaker now that it's been muzzled.
Yeah. Seems fair.
You do see kind of tufts of sand come out of its nostrils, as it can't come out of its mouth anymore. Every now and again. Snow, it's your turn.
Yeah. So I don't remember what the way the movement works. Would I be able to move to flank it without
that's fine.
provoking?
Yeah. If you're like staying within your attack range control, it's fine.
Okay. Which would be, I guess, like 20 feet of movement.
Yeah, it's a lot around a large creature.
Yeah. But he'll move up to there to flank it with the other 2, and then he'll just try to hit it. And let's see if he can do so. No.
That is going to be a miss. It's going to be one of those things where you swing, the wolf is moving even more erratically now, and you strike one of those stone burrs on its back, and it just kind of clashes the sword off.
Mm-hmm.
Peep.
That's all he does.
Alright. Now that Sabriel is safer, Peep's gonna take the greatsword and just go for a swing.
Hey, bada bada, hey, bada bada. That's a hit! 12 damage, very good! The wolf takes the hit.
Some good damage.
Sabria, would you like to follow up on that?
Peep is strong.
Yeah, Sabriel's kind of mad now. I'm gonna use my last spell slot to heal myself, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm gonna do it at level 2. It's not my last spell slot.
A wise choice when you're at 7 HP.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good heal, too.
It's a good heal.
Yeah.
Math is difficult. 15. Okay. No. 14. The fuck is math?
You can just press you can do the plus thing in with the roll 20 characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But-
forget that all the time.
Oh, there's a DM. That's my lifeblood.
There we go. I'm almost back at full.
Anything else you'd like to do?
I don't think I have anything bonus action that I can do. No.
Okay. The wolf is
Actually, yeah, never mind. No, I have to maintain concentration on the muzzle. I
Yes.
was gonna give Peep a magic weapon, but I'm not gonna do that right now.
The wolf is actually going to claw and swing at you this time, Sabriel, but you can kind of move and shift, and the light scratches are just going to be against your armor.
He just looks
And
at it disapprovingly.
it keeps kind of like huffing its breath, and it cannot get the bindings off. It even kind of like tries with its paws sometimes, but they're not really there. It's you know, it's a lot for a wolf. Snow, you're up next.
Poor boy.
So Snow kind of just feels bad for this wolf because, like, the wolf, it's clearly in pain. Or like Snow's understanding of it is that this thing is messed up in some sort of way, and so he kind of just wants to put it out of its misery. There's not even the rage is like he's still raging, but it's less of like an angry rage and more like adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
And he's probably already starting to realize like he just needs to put this thing out of its misery, which he fails.
It's like, I gotta kill it.
The past 4 rolls, because I've had advantage, have been 2 1s, a 2, and a 3.
BB, we gotta get you a hit.
Oh, jeez.
If you're rolling that bad
Yeah.
advantage, I worry what that's going to say for the rest of this character.
Oh, no. Yeah, he just, it's bucking all around. He can't get a good angle.
Oh, it absolutely makes sense that you can't hit this thing. Peep. Make Snow proud.
Peep is gonna. Yep. Peep is gonna take a swingity swing.
Oh, you should be rolling neutral. Your advantage cancels out.
But I also have pack tactics.
You can't have 2 advantages.
Oh.
It only ever goes to neutral. Yeah, you also
Right,
can't have 2
okay.
disadvantages.
Right. Okay. I thought the way it worked is like if you had like 2 advantages and a disadvantage, one
Nah.
set cancels out and you have 1. Okay.
I think
right.
some DMs do that, but as Raw, this is the way it is meant to work. I think it's,
Okay.
it's fine.
Cool.
Um,
Okay, cool. I technically should have missed that last. hit
well,
then.
it only counts when I realize we're doing something wrong.
Okay.
So go ahead and re-roll that neutral and see what
Yes.
it is, and then we can remember this from going forward.
There we go.
Oh no! Oh no, baby boy!
Like, yeah.
Look, the thing that makes sense to happen here is Peep has a wide swing with a long sword, and there's a dying horse behind him.
No.
But I don't really want that to happen.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's way too sad. I think that would destroy Peep as a person if they
Yeah.
accidentally killed a horse.
Oh, no.
So let's say that happened in an alternate universe, the dark timeline, but doesn't happen here.
In that timeline, Pete becomes like a Sith Lord.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Stark.
Oh no.
Regardless, you're going to miss.
That's
Yes.
the horse's name.
The horse is
Wait, hold
called
on a
Mr.
minute.
Stark.
Was that? Wait, let me check. Is that on? Okay, it's just damage. Okay. I think I had great weapon fighting, but that's just for damage, not for hitting.
Yeah. Which you can build into your attack card in ways I don't know exactly how to do. Speaking of Masters of Things I don't know how to do, Sabriel.
Sabriel, how far from death is this thing looking?
All you know is that it's bloodied and it's struggling. The like state the wolf is in, physically and being bound, makes it really hard to tell. It could be in its death throes, it could have a lot of energy, but it is bloodied.
So Sabrel's just gonna boop at second level with inflict wounds if it'll go through.
You have advantage, so reroll that. Because it is a melee spell attack.
I don't know how. I don't
If you
know how to
click
put a
it
spell
to
on it.
if you have advantage on your main sheet,
Oh, okay, wait.
it should just
okay,
count.
I didn't know if it changed it on spells or not.
You attack spells. Yep, it's still a hit. It's slightly less damage, but doesn't matter. It's still like an overkill. So please go ahead and describe how, like, what this looks like and how the wolf is going to die.
So Cyberel is just like, okay, this thing needs to die. First of all, my horse is dying that I borrowed, so I know how to fix that. And it's gonna just, look at it, it's miserable, pathetic.
Yeah.
He just looks at it. His hands kind of just, you know, do the glowy, glowy golden sunlight shtick he's been doing, and he just puts a hand on its head, and it just explodes its head.
Oh, you blow up its head?
I thought it was like disintegrate, but like you just
Okay,
put its head
so
in the
that's
microwave.
you blow up the head of the wolf with like stone coming out of it, so it's extra gross. Because not only is there like the splatter of blood and gore, which don't worry, Sabriel, it's your inflict wounds. The spray is that way. It goes onto Snow's feet instead of you. But there is just like stone and sand comes out, and as the creature's headless body staggers for a few moments, sand weeps out of the throat hole. And then it's going to flop to the ground, blood steaming in the snow.
I'm just gonna turn around and spare the dying on my horse while this happens.
Yeah, the horse spared, but not in a good situation.
No.
Yeah.
Peep's just staring. I just saw this wolf and like there was a glint in its eyes that just went.
We just avoided traumatizing Peep, and you just blew up a creature's head in front of him.
Party noise, just yay!
No, I have that.
Snow would be a little grossed out, but like he's, you know, he grew up in nature. He's seen death before. Still, though, that was not a very natural-looking death. So I feel like Snow would like walk over to Peep and kind of pat Peep on the shoulder gently and be like, and try to mumble some words of wisdom, being like it was its time. But then he'll say, at least it had a natural. I mean, oh, and he won't know what to say.
Sabriel's very stone-faced, like not phased at all.
Its head's gone.
Oh.
It's in a better place now.
How do I fix this? There we go.
Sabriel's gonna kneel down and investigate the body of the wolf while they're seeing the,
They're dealing with the trauma, yes.
Results of a fight that he's like, yes, blood, okay.
So there's several ways you could investigate this body. Nature, Arcana, Medicine, Investigation. Everything will give you different results.
I'm gonna use... I feel like if I use medicine, you're gonna be like, yes, its cause of death was decapitation.
No! I mean, you know its cause of death. You were the cause of death.
I'm gonna use Arcana on it.
Okay. Is there anything... yeah, without advantage. Is there anything you guys wanted to discuss more while Sabriel's kind of looking over the carcass?
I think Snow wants to see, like, so I know the head exploded, but Snow would if there's any of its like large front fangs that are in the snow somewhere, he wants to like kind of like pick one of them up to remember the thing.
Yeah.
So it's,
I imagine the way this exploded is it's like a sunspot, right? The core disintegrates, but you know, extraneous parts would be found on the ground, relatively stripped of their flesh. So you can have like a chunk of jawbone with teeth on it. And they're big, but you've seen big wolves before, Snow. I mean, they're very common in the forest you grow up in, but not like this.
yeah, feeling bad, he's just gonna pick up like one of its large teeth and put it in his pocket.
Arcana-wise, this is a clear example, to use Sabriel, of a creature that has been, for lack of a better word, mutated by a source of magic. That's clearly what caused the sand and the burrs. When this happens to humanoids, it's called being addled. Often happens with sorcerers and warlocks and things. People tapping into magic they shouldn't have, but this is a wolf. This is an animal. In this realm, it cannot do that on its own. But that's probably all you get. It's rudimentary feelings and knowledges, and it's you and maybe one of your spirit guides kneeling over the body that the others don't see.
He's sitting there talking to himself again.
Is this in Celestial?
He's sitting there talking to himself again. Stands up. Well, it's gotten into something that it shouldn't have, clearly. Magically. Did it come from where we were tracking the direction where we were?
It is here where you are tracking a creature.
But
more than that, you don't know now. You could do survival rolls to see find its tracks or nature or something.
I mean, just from more where the direction in which it charged us from.
Yeah. It is. You met it on the route you are following of this giant creature.
We should probably be careful for sand magic puking causing effects.
Snow would nod and basically give you a look that basically says like, I have no clue what you're talking about, but I'll trust your judgment.
Peep's still in shock a bit from what just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be.
I think Snow would, while that sort of arcana stuff is going on, he would be like looking over the horse to see if it's like...
The horse is alive, because Sabriel used sparing magic on it.
Can I see if it's actually going to ever like be able to walk again?
You can be an animal handling check.
Okay, alright. Animal handling, let's do it.
I do plan on healing the horse after we
Yeah,
get
it's
done
just
talking.
one of those things where realistically, even with magic, this horse is going to need some rehabilitation. They're just going to need time to heal, but it will be able to walk. The magic, well, in some ways, shooting sand from your mouth is magic. The sand blast that hit it, you know, it didn't really hit anything vital. It almost died of shock. It's going to be slower, which isn't really a problem for you because you're usually only going at a trot. So that's fine. This horse might be very unwell if you put it into if you really like were galloping or anything like that. But it could do it. It would just have, you know, risks associated with it. Ori, make sure you send all these memes on the Discord.
I didn't put that.
Quill. Sorry, when I saw a meme, I assumed it was Ori doing it. How dare I?
Oh my
I shall.
god!
I'll put it in now, Rock of the
Good
North.
one.
Yeah, it's we got
Yeah.
meme chat on Discord. It's always always a pleasure. I don't even remember what I was talking about. That completely broke my brain. What?
It derailed me hard.
Yeah, I don't know
The
what
horse.
the horse. Yeah, the horse is fine. It's rideable, but it will be making checks if you make it do anything strenuous, which would be the case of any injured horse. It would just need like
So-
time and stables to heal.
Do I need to heal it, like, HP wise?
Well, it only has 1 HP, so if you get into any other
Yeah.
trouble, including the cold, it could die.
Well, the problem is I have 1 spell.
It is at this point the afternoon. Because you're spending quite a bit of time looking over this body, the sun is starting to show signs of setting.
Okay, I'll use it. I will heal my horse for 6 points.
That's a lot to a horse.
It has now 7 hit points out of 13. Yeah.
And, you know, with that, the sun is starting to set. It's painting colours over the snow and the frozen scrubs and such.
Yeah.
This
Snow would definitely. Oh, sorry.
no.
Snow would definitely like seeing that it's getting darker would kind of suggest to the others and be like, we should begin looking for shelter if we want to continue this way.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna get really cold. It's already kind of cold.
God, if I was playing any other character. If I was playing any other character.
It's going to be survival checks to look for a shelter.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess. Does someone want to assist me then? I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see if I can do on something today. Ooh.
Nice.
22 is really good.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, finding shelter in these kind of regions, and shelter big enough for you, is something you're very good at. You could say it comes naturally. Not only do you find a shelter, but you find a spot that's very hard to see and keeps the wind out. You can almost see the rolling cold wind flow over this place. It's really just a small crevice under the a bit under the permafrost. Maybe it was a burrow for a creature at some point, like a bear. But whatever it is, there's nothing there now, and there's not even ominous bones or anything. So it's a perfect little spot to nestle in. It's not like you're going to have an incredible room of movement. So Peep's going to have loads of leg room. It's going to be great. But it's going to actually be a comfortable, safe, and warm place to sleep, pretty much no matter what the weather outside is going to be. And it's not far off your trail either. So that's really good.
Oh, is there any like little bits of wood lying around?
You'd have to go
Not
out
too
and
thick.
search.
Okay. How? Okay, people go for a little search when it's not
Yeah.
too dark. Like probably, yeah.
Yeah, you found this very quickly, so you have a little bit of daylight. And
Okay.
I'm not even going to give you a roll for that. I've been describing this area as having, pockets of trees and brush and stuff, so you
Okay.
can find some wood.
Okay.
While you're out there, there's not much snow. There's sunset wave washing over the snow is painted brilliant colors. And to the east, slightly south, on the hills, this whole area has been rocky hills. You see the silhouette of a large wolf-like creature, but more of a hunched wolf, with something riding it. It looks like it was probably trying to avoid being seen, because you see it scamper away, almost like it rolled a 1 on a stealth check. But you see that, and you only see it for a bit, but you see it.
Yeah. Whatever bits of wood Peep has, they're gonna, instead of getting more, they're immediately heading back to the shelter. I just saw something out there. It was big. It was really big. But it was kind of far away. It was like a big like a big the wolf, but like hunched over, and I think there was someone on top of it, but then it ran away.
Was it big in your terms or our terms?
Both. It was pretty big.
Snow would, I guess, he would like look at the others and be like, I can go take a look. I see well in the snow. Although I guess there's not much snow right now anyway. So
Not much snow and actually dark. Do you have dark vision? I think you do.
I think I do because I
you
was
do.
looking at
But dark vision 60 feet isn't really useful over hills.
Yeah.
And this is actually, I don't know if the moon is out tonight. I can never remember. I have an easy system for telling whether the moon is out in Jarviskjir, and I never remember to use it. So let me see whether there's going to be visibility. Because if there is visibility, you could probably see. It's like a half moon right now, so you wouldn't really be able to see as far away as Peep described.
Okay, and Snow would
Without
just
freaking
basically
out.
be like, Snow would basically just say, let's just hope that we are not bothered in the night.
We can just set watches.
Yeah. Yeah. Snow would nod to that.
Okay.
I'll-
Sorry, go on.
Cyber just like, oh, I'll take the first watch. Elf.
I can do the next one. I know what it looks like, so
Yeah, and so would shrug and be like, I'll do the last watch then. I guess Sabriel's doing a double watch then.
Well, Sabriel is also an elf.
Yeah, so
Yeah, he
doesn't
doesn't need a full 8 hours, so
yeah.
that.
Yeah, so I guess Sabriel first, then Peep, then Snow.
Anything you want to do
Yeah.
before people start getting their sleep? You might want to eat.
fair point.
Yeah. I will take off a ration.
Yeah. People take a.
I also have something that I meant to bring up earlier and then just forgot. But for my totem thing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to have a thing.
Yes. Either you are going to make it, or you already have it, because you basically started as that's up to you.
I see
Or
what
it's
you're
it's part of the symbols forming on your body. Who knows?
Okay. Ooh. Okay. I like that. Never mind. I just wanted to.
Maybe that'll grow.
Several
It'll
just
grow
go-
on ya.
Ah.
Yeah.
Sabriel's just gonna sit and talk to himself for a little bit.
Yeah. If any of you are having trouble getting to sleep, there is an old man muttering to themselves near the entrance of this little wolf's den you're in.
Sabre SMR.
God damn it.
Sabriel would do ASMR, but he wouldn't understand the appeal of it.
No,
But he
wouldn't
would
be
make
very
money out
confused.
of it.
He would be very confused, and then Cal would be like, BB.
BB, please, you've got to talk softly into this special microphone. So, perception check, please, Sabriel. Well, actually, are you going to be outside of the safe spot watching, or are you going to be like, I am inside but keeping an eye out, keeping an
He's
ear
gonna
out, I guess.
sit just outside the entrance so that he can see properly.
Okay.
You said perception.
Yes. In fact, at disadvantage, unless you've already rolled, in which case, I don't care. Yeah, that's not going to matter anyway.
I rolled as you said it.
Yeah, I know. I'm always, like, my brain is always, like, a step behind my mouth. You don't notice anything strange. I mean, you've gotten yourself in a strange situation. and your silent comrades are definitely noting that fact. Especially now you've got a bit of time of quiet to think and talk with them. They're amused.
Of course they are. Sabriel is not.
Peep his second watch.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so Sabriel can kind of head back in. You can give me a perception check as well, Peep.
All right.
With disadvantage. So I remember
Okay.
this time.
Yes, even with my dark vision.
Dark vision is 60 feet. So you can
Okay,
see
right, yeah.
a bit around you, and even then not very well.
Like an early warning system,
Yeah.
but if they're already there, then yeah.
Dark
Okay,
vision
this-
is very similar to at least how I imagine to walking around your house in the dark, where probably because you know where things are, you can see a little better.
Right.
Everything's grey and blurred. It's difficult.
Okay.
So you don't
Alright.
see anything or hear anything.
I'm gonna work this into a thing that I want Peep to do while this is
Yeah,
happening.
please.
So it kind of probably explains why he's not. People have taken like a chunk of that wood, maybe like yay big, and they are gonna start whittling it. Just like mainly with their claws, just and like looking up and around every now and again. And he's gonna do it into a very basic shape of a horse. Just over those few hours.
Do you have whittling as a skill on your sheet?
I've got wood carving.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a woodcarver's roll. It should ask what
see.
skill you want to use, and the answer is intelligence or wisdom for this.
Let's see. So that's when I use woodcarver's tools.
Mhm.
So it was intelligence or strength, you said?
Intelligence or wisdom.
Wisdom, sorry. I'll go wisdom because my intelligence is -1.
Yeah, I usually do intelligence for crafting things, but
14.
that kind of whittling, it kind of makes sense to be wisdom. Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
good. It's not amazing, but it is a nice object to make out of a little
Yeah.
wood chunklet.
Yeah. Cool.
Snow, you are the last watch as when morning is going to break. It is winter. Morning has not come yet.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a perception check with a disadvantage.
Yeah. Okay. Not as bad.
It's not bad. Let me check what the weather is going to be today. So I can't decide. I gotta roll for it. That's the way it works.
I have a weather dice, and I love it when it lands on hurricane. It's somewhere that totally
That's- that is very bullshit. No, I have a weather generator that I use that I quite like, but it's set for my.
I'm sorry, guys, but there's a solar flare today.
I don't even remember what's on the dice.
It's like this is the exact wrong time of the year, and there's no clouds. All of a sudden, hurricanes here.
A tornado inside this dungeon this time of year.
It's
They do have
actually
tornado on it.
going like snow. You can taste the upcoming weather.
Okay.
It's going to be a really bad blizzard today.
Oh no.
It's going to be sleet, which is worse in every way. It means that any exposed fire, like if you were carrying torches around to see you get or have warmth in the blizzard, it's going to be very difficult to do so. It's also going to make it very hard to walk around in the snow. The blizzard itself, you're not incredibly worried about. It is going to be a strong wind picking up. Just the way your party is probably fine. But it's one of those things where you don't really want to be on the road all day, and you don't have a road. You're not even on a road. You're in the hills. You don't notice anything of whatever was following you, but you do get the readout of today's weather. What is the plan when everyone wakes up?
Yeah, I think as they wake up, he would relay this information. You
know what? I'll give you time to plan, because we're going to take a quick little break.
Hey.
So-
Because I
So-
need tea.
Yeah. I need Diet Coke. Medically. In my veins. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Aspartame.
Hello. So, Snow has told you that there is going to be a intense sleet storm for the most of the day. None of you have seen any sign of the thing Peep saw. But you do have tracks of the thing you were following. You still have those. They're good. They're fine. They might be lost in the snowstorm today.
Yeah, that's what
Every day there's a
about.
storm that's going to be harder and harder to follow.
That's what I was worried about. Is like, and Snow would bring this up to the group. He'd probably just basically say like, we can hunker down here and be safer maybe, or we could venture out after the tracks and suffer.
I mean, if we stay here, the thing I saw might still be around. It didn't come last night, but...
That is true. Whatever it was, if it wishes us harm, maybe staying here might make us an easier target.
Plus, I think if we've come this far, we can probably keep going.
And you, Elf, is your horse good to travel?
He touches the horse with a healing word.
Healing horse.
Sure, why don't we have the horse on watch?
Well, the horse didn't get to stay in the horse didn't get to stay in the warm den. It wouldn't have fit. So the horse is probably real sad.
Mostly healed up. Use the spell slot on my goddamn horse.
On your rental horse.
Rental horse.
I gotta return it with a full tank of gas, okay?
Oh, that reminds me. Like Peeps up fiddles in their pockets and walks over to Sabriel. I made this last night. It's a good luck token. And holds out the little whittled horse.
My immediate thought is to have Sabro be like, "Where's its wings?" But never mind, he's not gonna be an asshole. He looks down at Peep, and looks at the horse statue thing, gently takes it. Thank you, little cretin.
You're welcome. What's a cretin?
Crouton, I thought those were in salads.
Thank you, Peep. He's not gonna answer.
I don't think they have Caesar salads in the snow.
Maybe you do. Well, it's not going to be Caesar, but all the parts.
The seasoned salad.
He fixes his hair a little bit as he takes it, and you see a little earring with a bird on it, and he just puts it in his robes as he fixes his hair.
Hopefully,
Actually,
it brings
you see a necklace with an earring on it.
Yeah, all of the jewelry is very obvious in the morning routine. It's important, to be fair.
That one in particular.
Those two clearly show significance.
So I guess that I don't know. It seems like Peep and Snow are both leaning hesitantly towards continuing.
Sabra will agree on the condition that we find shelter as soon as possible if it looks like it's getting significantly worse.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he is the only one with any ability to heal anybody.
Yeah, that's fair. Snow would agree that he thinks that's reasonable.
He does ask his invisible friends too. He's still talking to himself, according to the rest of you. He's like, "This is a good idea." Okay.
Okay. You're gonna trek out.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Start moving.
As a player, I think this is a terrible idea, but I think in character Snow would I think he's a little naive. You know, he's decently wise, but he is naive and new to the whole adventuring business. So even though I think it's a terrible idea, I think Snow like probably is like, oh yeah, we got this.
Sabriel's just along for the ride.
Sabriel is present.
He's been in worse conditions.
You guys head out. You keep following west. You get the trail of the giant you are tracking, and you move on it. It's not even half an hour since you start moving. The sun hasn't even fully risen yet. And you start to feel the sleet. At least it's not hail. You know, it's not forceful enough that it hurts, but it does make the terrain quite treacherous. Rocky periods of ground are a serious slip hazard for those without claws. So you are going to be traveling slow. Is there anything any of you want to do while you're traveling, other than one of you is obviously going to be following the trail? You can say no, in which case we'll just be
I
going.
think I'm gonna think Peep. Yeah,
I think
Peep would do.
Yeah, probably the weather probably makes it like, you know, unpleasant enough that it's like probably not gonna be any jovial conversations.
Trudge. Yeah.
Yeah, just slogging on.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
The sleet storm very quickly becomes overbearing, but you're at a point where it's easier to keep on moving. You do want to find a shelter, and you keep on going while still following the tracks. At some point, you cross a divot in the ground that might be a frozen river or stream. It's not even really a proper river. And you head towards what might be a structure that you can keep yourselves secure in. You get into the shadow of it, where the sleet storm doesn't truly hit at you. It still kind of drips and stuff off the side. And you look up at this building. It's stone. Its proportions are weird, but it's very hard to work out exactly how. There does appear to be an entrance, but it looks like it's glassed off, like with planes of glass, and it's raised. These mosaics of stone that are on these diagonal walls.
Peep's probably a bit too cold and miserable to think. So it's like when he sees this place, he's like, oh, and just starts like rushing as best one can during a sleet storm to get inside. No thought about what it could be, just inside.
So you're gonna go open this window essentially and clamber in?
Yeah, basically.
Cool.
This is gonna be
What are you two gonna
honest.
do? As Peep is cramming into this
Snow is
peep-sized
gonna, like,
window.
He'll like slowly walk after Pete, but he's trying to rack his brain for like what this might be.
You don't fit. You would have to really squeeze into this window. It's probably. I mean, Peep lengthwise wouldn't fit, and it's at a very awkward angle. The window, like, the wall is like that, you're here, and the window's like there. So you have to kind of, like, pull up and in. You can do it, though. You're a large-sized creature, but you will have to give me an acrobatics check to see how long it takes. Sabriel, do you want to do anything before your giant tries to squeeze into a small hole?
Is there a door?
There doesn't appear to be a door here. The blizzard's really hard to see the structure as a whole. You haven't even really taken a chance to look at it. You've been hunkering under it, and people's already rushed in. This appears to be the only entrance on this side.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna go in with him so he doesn't die.
I'll let Sabriel go first because I might get stuck. So Sabriel can go first.
Okay, give me an acrobatics roll to squeeze inside.
Me?
No, only Snow. You are a regular sized person. You
If-
can squeeze in.
If this was like a fantasy horror movie, Pete would get in, Sabriel would get in, and then halfway through Snow coming in, there'd suddenly be like a tug, look of shock, and then out the window, gone.
If this was a horror movie, it would be that Tucker and Dale versus Evil. It wouldn't even be an actual horror movie.
These adventurers just keep killing themselves all over our dungeon.
Alright. Acrobatics.
Mhm.
You jumped right into the wood chipper. I don't know what to do.
Oh!
Yo!
Yo.
Lands the perfect Olympic acrobatics.
You slide silently in through the window, as if there was no trouble at all. You find yourselves in a room shaped like a triangular prism, upside down. So, like that. You are amongst wooden supports for this slate stone wall, and above you is a ceiling that is mostly old wood. The wood looks kind of shifted and warped and bent in weird ways, but it still forms like a solid surface, although there is a hatch at one point that would lead further up into the building, although there's no ladder or anything to reach it. It's not incredibly tall. Sabriel can reach that hatch. Snow can reach that hatch. People cannot. What would you like to do? It is warm. You know, well, it is the absence of cold.
Compared to being outside,
It would be
it's
really warm if you started a fire in here.
It's Schrodinger's warm.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think Snow will open the hatch above us.
You
And then-
immediately hear a snoring when you do so. Like the second you slightly, and it opens inward. It's very weird, but you hear the loud rumbling of snoring.
I guess Snow would just instinctively like put a finger up to his lips, like shh. And then, well, yeah, I guess he might try to close it. I mean, is it squeaky? Like, is it a metal hinge?
It is metal hinge. It's
we roll
not
for
squeaky,
squeakiness?
but it's awkward. It would be loud to open it and close it fully. Just giving it a little push, not so much. The awkwardness is more the shape of the hatch isn't a perfect fit for the hole for the hatch. Again, the wood is warped, as if heavily water damaged or something. So like the shapes, like you have to kind of like yank it to get it out, and it doesn't go back in properly. So you have to kind of hold it there right now, because otherwise it'll swing back on you. Trying to force it closed or open will be louder, unless you want to do a sleight of hand check to make it quieter.
Snow's just gonna hold it there for now and like whisper down, be like, "There's something up there."
Does it sound big?
The fact that you can hear the snoring means it is probably big, yes. It's a deep snore. But not enough to rumble the building or the ceiling.
So this is the hatch that opens upwards, right?
It opens inwards towards you.
Okay,
So Snow is holding
right.
it up right now, otherwise it
Yeah.
makes some noise.
Okay.
You know, all the
Ah.
blue in real life.
Okay. What if I could climb up and then take a look and see what it is?
Snow would
Give
just
me-
nod. He would like lift out his other hand so that he could like.
Yeah. Gets on.
Peep.
Yeah.
Cretan, give me your sword so that it doesn't drag the ground and wake up.
Good idea. I sling it off. I'd sling the backpack off as well and like hand them over.
He just takes the great sword like it's nothing. Just holds
Yeah.
on to it.
All right. Peep up, clambers very gently, just pokes her head up.
Okay, what you see is a hallway, mostly wood, but there appears to be some kind of metal apparatus on the floor of the hallway, and then another ceiling. On the edge of the hallway are rooms. Most of them still have doors, and whatever the snoring is coming from the floor even further above, which the stairs, or the way towards it, isn't in sight. You can kind of hear it's like round the corner, but you can't quite see it. You'd have to clamber up in through, which you can do.
Right. Peep Cat looks back down, looking a little worried, a little afraid. It's not in there. I think it's up again. I'm gonna go take a look. Okay?
Snow would just nod. Yeah.
Alright. Peep clambers up
We'll
very
need a stealth
slowly.
check.
Yep. Stealth. Oh, I'm in heavy armor. 14. Okay, I'm in chainmail. I forgot about that. Shit. Okay, that's fine. 14's fine.
14 is still pretty good. You guys below can hear the slight creaking of Peep moving, but you're listening for it and awake. You go down this hallway. You see the doors that are big and kind of awkward, and some of them are slightly open. And then you can go far enough to see the stairwell, and the stairs are on the ceiling going up, like backwards. So when you realize you are on the ceiling, this is the wrong way round.
Yeah. We're in an upside down building.
Peep's head hurts.
Out of the
Okay.
MC exercise.
That's what I. When you start describing the window, I was like, oh gosh, I had an idea.
I'm glad. Good job. You got it immediately.
Now I see it. Right. Okay. Right.
You are feeling. This is immersion right now. You're feeling what Peep is feeling.
Yeah.
And the creature that's snoring is definitely in the floor above. You can hear it. You can even kind of feel the heat from it. It sounds big.
Right. So do I have a way of like climbing up the wall to get
You
to the
would have
stairs?
to climb. You would have to climb. I'm trying to do the reversey in my head. There are banisters. So this is a.
Okay.
This appears like when this building was right side up, it was quite nice. Not noble, but made with care. So there's like banisters and things, and banisters are just ladders for a kobold anyway. So it won't be the worst climb in the world. So you can give me a acrobatics or athletics check.
I'll go with athletics. 9.
Please make me another stealth check as you start climbing and kind of scramble back down. You can, as you slide back down the wall, kind of just clench up, move quietly, land on your tail, so it just goes. You don't make it up, but you also don't make enough noise to wake whatever is on the floor above.
Peeps gonna catch their breath and try again.
Give me another stealth check.
This is where my luck's gonna run out.
Ooh!
Yeah. These walls aren't made for it.
You feel like you don't make much noise, but you're also like trying. Like it is harder. Your nails do kind of peel into the wood. It's not enough that the people down below can hear you, but you do hear the snoring like hitch and stop, and you hear something rumble as if a large creature was rolling over. Up above you. You have a feeling that whatever is up there is aware of your presence, or maybe not your exact location yet. It's probably still waking up. You didn't make a loud enough noise for it to be like, hoo, you know, action and response. It's just kind of staking out the place right now.
Okay. Having realized that he is fucked up, Peep is gonna try and sneak back over to the hatch and get out of here.
Give me a stealth check. You do hear a voice. What languages do you speak, Peep?
I believe I speak common, common and draconic.
The words you hear, that only you hear, because it's not very loud. It's almost like you can feel it rumbling through some of the timbers that make up some of the parts of the walls. It's in a low, deep language you don't understand, and you can kind of move carefully, shimmy your way back to the hatch, get it open, and tumble back into Snow's hand.
Okay. Something big. I might have accidentally woken it up, but it's not angry. It woke up very gently. Also, this place is upside down. There was stairs on the ceiling.
Snow doesn't know what to say though.
We should down.
Is there anywhere to hide in this?
You could. You and Peep could maybe hide amongst the wooden rafters. Snow, maybe not so much.
Can Peep recount the words that were said?
The sound?
Can he
Yeah, maybe.
regurgitate them?
It would be a roll.
I guess an intelligence, I'm guessing? Just like a plant intelligence?
Yeah, I'll allow an intelligence.
Because Ori has a guess on what this language is, and Cyber
I
might
also-
speak it, so...
I have a guess as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you
Decent
can
roll for
perfectly recap the words, what languages do you two speak?
Elvish, Common, Celestial, Dwarvish, and Giant.
Yeah, I also speak basically giant and then common, whatever the common
It was
language
giant.
is.
It was a giant being like, what's that noise down there? Like, it wasn't great high quality speaking, and of course for some people they would assume that giants could never create artful prose, but it was literally a giant like mumbling as it was waking up. To Snow, who actually speaks the language more with giants, would recognize it as a dialect of some kind of lesser giant, like a hill giant or a moss giant or something like that. Lesser giants will still beat your shit in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snow would look at them and be like, if it comes down here, I'll try to speak to it.
I can understand it as well.
Okay.
It might be what we're looking for, though.
It might be.
You hear the ceiling above, which is the ceiling of the a ceiling.
It's
Is
our
a
ceiling,
floor.
but
from the other side.
We're
Yeah.
just
Whoa.
in Janet's castle, it's fine.
You hear it creak with the building was not made by giants. Clearly, it's not the proportions of a giant. But whoever made it, they've surely made it well, because it can handle a giant walking around up there. But the giant does not open the rafter, and in fact seems to go back up to the top floor.
Can I ask myself, my invisible friends that nobody knows I have? Can I ask them if they feel the thing that got stolen? That they told me got stolen before?
That's a religion check. I'll tell you for free that your invisible friends, the second giant was uttered, are in Deus
no,
Vault
they're pissed.
mode. Yeah.
They're pissed. I know.
The Crusader's
currently having
energy
to-
is rising amongst your companions.
He's currently having to ignore the urge to Dave's fault.
That's
Yo,
Sun
you're in
Elves.
the presence of a giant blood. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's awkward.
Y'all are seeing Sabra like white
Well, do
Luckily,
his fucking
just
sword.
luckily
have
you
that
don't know
towards
the
him
history
normally?
of Sabriel's species yet.
He's currently like white knuckling his fucking sword.
They
trying
are
not to run
way
up the stair.
too rattled to give you a response on something like that.
He's gonna just spend a few minutes trying to get them to calm the fuck down.
To your invisible companions, the only good giant is a dead giant.
He knows this, but he's trying to get them to calm the fuck down for a minute, so that they can speak logically. You two just see him talking to himself, like doing the like placating hand motions of, I know.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they're just like, kill, kill.
For the grace, for the might of the Lord.
He's like, Granddad, please.
What do you two do? The giant has clearly not investigated y'all down here. They haven't perceived you or investigated you. But what do you guys want to do?
I could go up again, but this time I'm gonna take this off, like just very lightly.
Wait, can I help you with that? For something to help with the sneaking about.
Well, if you can, that'd be great. Because last time I was making a lot of jingly jangly.
Hey, Ollie, I have a question on wording on this spell.
Show me the spell.
It's not. Is the sun? The sun is up. Oh wait,
The
I don't
sun
even
is
be
up.
able to see it, so-
It is. Yeah, the sun is up, so you can cast bless. But bless only helps
Will that help?
saves. Not.
I think.
Uh,
Oh no, yeah, it's the other one that does.
Well, no, it saves and attacks, but I don't know if it's ability checks. Why don't you
It's not
cast bless
ability
and see what it says?
Yeah,
As far as I remember.
it's not.
I don't think bless helps here.
Yeah.
Yeah, attack roll or saving
you know
throw,
what?
so this won't
He's
help.
still gonna use it because it's an at-will thing for once a day, right? So he's gonna use it on him in case he needs to make a save.
Well, bless is on multiple people, so you can bless everyone in this room for a minute,
Okay.
It only lasts a minute.
but it only lasts a minute.
It's still worth it in case Peep has to,
Yeah. So you basically, on the instance of Peep going back up there, you cast bless on everyone. Cool.
Yeah, he's gonna do that
Okay.
while he's arguing with his. He pauses arguing with himself for a minute in Celestial, and he looks at Peep.
All right. Peep like jingles off the chainmail, puts it to the side. God, if you have to fight, goodbye thing. No, he's just shirtless. He's wearing like trousers, you know.
Peep is ripped.
Well, Peep is ripped.
He's only 14 strength. He's definitely like fit, but he's not like. Plus, there's scales and stuff, so it probably doesn't. It's not like full on abs and
Yeah.
stuff. You know, it's just a rather lean.
Plus
No,
2 is
Cobalt.
pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
none of us are +2 strength.
Oh yeah, I'm like -3.
Right.
The
So,
chronically
alright.
ill party here. Yeah, so you want to
Oh, yeah.
sneak back up?
Yep. All right, let's sneak this time. I'm not wearing heavy armor, so
No
I'm gonna
heavy
untick
armor.
that.
Yep.
So that should. Okay, yeah, just taking into account. Good. So stealth, I've got normal. Hua. Oh baby.
Good job, BB.
That's pretty good. You can get back up. You can carefully move around, and you notice you can see the shadow of this creature standing where the stairwell is. It's not actually gone back up to the top floor of this building, which is the bottom floor, because it's flipped. It's standing in the stairwell, kind of slumped up against the wall. Do you want to take a closer look? You are stealthed. It shouldn't be able to see you.
Yeah, I'll take a closer look. Yeah.
The first thing you would probably look at is its feet. Because you are very small and it is very big.
Yes.
It has large, clubbed feet, but without the clawed toenails that you saw in the tracks. They're not nice toenails. This is a dirty creature. Although not as dirty as some hill giants may be. It is a hill giant, at least on assumption. It could be a variant species. There are a lot more species of giant in Jarviskjir than there are in Faerun. But it looks like what you would have heard of a hill giant looking like. They're pretty well known around Ovenfair in the north. They live around here a bunch. A big, kind of 12-foot tall, portly creature. It's leaning in a way that the rolls of fat just continue to sludge over its anatomy. It is wearing clothing made up of Northman clothing, scraps that have been kind of cut up and spatchcocked and then put back together. So it's actually wearing, like, it's got a shirt, it's got pants and things, but it's not got shoes or anything. And it's just kind of like leaning. Its arm is on the ceiling of the floor above. It's like, its big mouth is letting out these breaths that condense into the air. It's not really paying attention to you because it's kind of still half asleep. Just kind of half dozing, leaning there.
Okay. I'll, upon seeing and like noticing it doesn't have like the claw nails and all that, I'm gonna sneak back over to the hatch and sort of poke my head down and say, I don't think this is the one that stole the thing, but it's standing by the upside downstairs.
Check and see if it lives alone.
Okay, I can try. Okay. Pete like disappears back into the dark. I'm gonna see, now that I don't have my chainmail, don't have backpack, don't have sword, I'm going to sneak over to it and see if I can sort of, I'm not gonna use it because I know the second I lay a hand on it to try and climb it, it's gonna wake up. So I'm gonna try and
climb the banister next to it.
Yeah, go up like the shortest bit of wall I can to then get on the banister and climb up.
Sure, you can get right under the hill giant and it doesn't notice you as it's kind of like... Every breath, you can see its nostrils flaring and then just kind of jiggling as the breath comes out. You can... those clouds of air have a certain scent to them, as well.
Yes.
Like rotten apples. Go ahead and give me an athletics or acrobatics check.
One of those.
Acrobatics
You
or
know what I
athletics?
mean.
Yes.
Yes.
Why is my... I literally have proficiency. Why is
You...
it so...
A little peep head peeks over the ceiling. You can see the room above. It is the main room of a tavern, flipped upside down. The furnishings are not stuck to the ceiling or anything. They're all on the downside, aside from the bar, which is still up there. And you can look, and there doesn't appear to be anyone else here. There's like a nest of hay and furniture. Okay, you can go back to Sabriel and tell them that. That's when you feel a big hand crunch around you. And the giant is just gonna look at you with a big, somewhat glassy eye. He's gonna give you a sniff.
It's It's Attack on Titan. He's gonna eat.
Oh no.
He's gonna give you a lick.
Do we hear this, or is it kind of like?
Perception checks. Because logic, like, normally you wouldn't, but at this point you are highly aware. I just lost another d20. I lose a dice every stream, inevitably.
Sabriel!
Too busy talking to your friends.
My friends are too busy yelling at me right
Friends
now.
are
They're like, they
go kill it. Yeah, Snow, you hear too much quiet for Pete being up there, even stealthed, and that's when you could maybe even, you know, keep an ear out, and you hear a giant licking something. You know what that sounds like. You hear the dollops of drool hitting the floor.
Oh Jesus.
Peepsicle.
Yeah. So as soon as he hears this, so he has like this hatch that he's been kind of like holding propped barely open, and like he's just gonna like. So you said that even if I try to push it down, even if he tries to push it down, it's like gonna be stuck, kind of, right?
It's gonna be stuck wherever you. It wouldn't stay closed without you holding it closed. It will open.
Okay.
Without you. It'll just be loud, which is fine.
Yeah, he's just like gonna like slam it down and try to jump up there as quickly as.
Considering you had a 20 on your previous acrobatics check, I will allow you to swoosh up into the hallway and encounter this giant. Sabriel.
Sabriel's gonna toss Peeps things up and then climb up himself.
Okay, at this point, please make me initiative checks. We are on the there's no battle map, so we're just doing it on the main screen.
Okay.
Please don't do that one again, Sabriel. There you go. You are competent today. Thank you.
Oh jeez.
I don't know. Oh yeah, the turn order is going to be on top of Quill's face. That's fine. We'll
He's
move
got
it later.
He's got a headache right now from all the arguing that no one else can hear.
You know, have you ever had your grandparents try and tell you to kill something aggressively?
All 30 of them just
Yeah.
sitting there yelling at him right now.
There's a hill giant. The hill giant's
Ugly
initiative is going to be 9. So Sabriel, as I'm doing the turn order stuff, you are going to need a check to climb up here. Snow got a free one because he's big, but you need to kind of like, you need to vault up there.
Acroletics.
Acroletics or cramprobatics.
Okay.
Bad.
Yeah, that's totally fine. That's going to be your action this time. But you can have your weapons ready, and you already threw Peep's stuff up, so.
Yeah, he's got him weapon ready.
The giant is 30 feet away around a corner, so. Within
Can he yell in giant?
You can yell in giant, yeah. But anything that would require a check to interact with, you can use as your bonus action. So you could have like a bonus to intimidate or persuade.
He's just gonna yell in giant for the giant to come talk.
Like a giant word for parlay, you know, like an ancient giant
He just yells,
term.
put the lizard down. He just yells, put the lizard
You can
down.
give me a persuasion check.
At disadvantage or
No,
normal?
it's fine.
or...
It's fine. Because, you know, the type of giant that Sabriel knows is ancient and imposing. It's definitely enough for this hill giant to kind of be very confused. And hill giant was just about to... starting at the tail. Looking around. You are grappled by the giant Peep. What would you like to do?
I want to try and break free of it by... Because it's an opposed strength roll or athletics?
Yeah, because this isn't a creature with a grapple. It is an opposed athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, I'm going to do opposed athletics, but rather than just try and like force my way out, the way I want to describe it is that Peep just bites the nearest bit of flesh on the hand.
Oh, that's going to be the weird bit between the finger and thumb.
Oh, that's
My
great.
snake got me there once. That shit hurts.
Oh, it's the worst. You'd think it wouldn't hurt as much as it does, because it's like, what are you doing? Yeah, you absolutely outstrength the giant in this time. You can crunch. You'll hear it. It's nasty sounding. And the giant does let out like a whoa, bugger, and just gonna drop him.
That's what happens when you get bit by a lizard.
Am I able to move, or is that my entire turn?
No, you still have movement, although if you move away
Okay,
from
cool.
it will make an opportunity attack against you. But it doesn't have a weapon.
That's fine.
It would just be with its
Peeps.
fists.
Peep's instinct is to run back to the group, so Peep's gonna
Okay.
do that.
It's going to hit
Oh,
with its
no.
fists.
That's fine.
But it's just
Or
its
is it- yeah, okay,
fists. It'll be
Just his
fine.
fists?
It's just his fist
Yeah.
3 times larger than regular, 4 times larger than
Yeah,
Peeps.
it's the 13 armor. Come on.
Of course, you're
Yeah,
not wearing
you
your armor.
Yeah.
It's still better than mine.
So even just his fist, which is going to be him going with his hands, it's going to grab your tail for a moment, you can squirm and wiggle away, but even that is going to be 10 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, I'm on 15 health. That's fine.
My brain just pictures
Okay.
him grabbing the tail and Peeps like a fucking gecko and just like, nope, done, bye.
The tail goes.
But yeah, and so from our perspective, we just see Pete like come scrambling like on all fours around the corner, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
The giant is then going to lumber around the corner after Peep. It kind of slams awkwardly into the side because these hallways, again, they were made by humans. There is just enough room for this giant to kind of squeeze around in here. Mostly because hill giants don't, like, stand at their true height. They do kind of, like, got a bit of a hump. So he kind of slams into the side, sees the lot of you, looks very confused for a moment, and is going to belch imposingly. I want all 3 of you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Hi, Shrek.
He's a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
Peep has we all have the blessed.
You have blessed, so add an extra
Oh,
d4
you're right.
on this. Yeah! You feel the warmth of sunlight on your shoulders, even though
13.
you are in an upside down spook house.
I'll roll my d4, but it's not. I think that failed either way.
The D4's not going through. Hold on.
The 4 worked on your favor. No, don't worry. You passed by flying colors. It's only a DC 10 to be scared by the giant's imposing tactics. Now, Snow, I mean, you know a little bit more about giant etiquette. I mean, this is a giant trying to prove that he is the most imposing hill giant. This is a hill giant to hill giant thing. But even then, it doesn't do much to you a lot other than he just be a whole hassle. What do you want to do, Snow? Peep is with you. You're standing above the hatch. The giant, though, is also there and is kind of like penned in.
Yeah. I mean, Snow is just going to like he's a little taken aback by the belch, which is like how I think I justify him just barely succeeding. Is he's just confused for a second. He realizes what's going on, and he's just like, he just like without saying anything, just grabs out his great sword, and I don't know. He tries to do like a fearsome grunt as he's going in at the thing. Just to kind of like basically show that he's the bigger target. He wants it to target him basically.
Yeah.
Instead of Pete.
Yeah.
And he will rage. And so we're all 3 on one side of the giant, right? So we're not fighting.
You are all 3 on one side of the giant right now, yeah. And you need to
And
charge
there's no way
forward
to-
to get close to the giant, but it's only like 20 feet. You can easily do that.
Yeah,
Side of
so
the
he'll
corner
just leap and bound forward towards it, and I'm actually gonna reckless attack.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So I'm raging. I'm reckless attacking. So I'm gonna have advantage.
Mhm.
Although it will have advantage against me. And let's see if I can hit.
That is a hit, and it's pretty great damage too. I mean,
Yeah.
the hide of a giant like this is pretty tough, so the first strike is almost like catches and pulls on the giant's skin. Doesn't quite leave like a proper bleeding mark, but it definitely like makes it stagger back. I mean, this guy just woke up, and this is happening. This is a lot. Sabriel, Snow is just charging in. We're fighting this giant.
Sabriel is gonna give him angry ghosts what they want.
I'll make you proud, grandfather.
Yeah. Am I like within melee range of it?
You'd have to move forward, but he's only 20 feet away.
I'm not asking for that.
Snow is kind of blocking the way.
I was gonna say, I think I'm probably blocked. Like,
He
basically,
could
I think
scramble under people's legs, you less so.
Me and the giant are basically just like right next to each other, blocking the whole hall.
Yeah.
Then I am going to, because I can't really get close enough to do what I want, so I'm going to do Guiding Bolt.
Guiding Bolt was a good idea.
He's gonna just pull his hands out, a bow of sunlight and fire at it and miss.
I like your reaction of, I'm gonna start describing it cool. I saw the roll result midway through. Yeah, I mean, this is a very tight confines, which is something that your people have only just started really training for. It's not really been something that you've been practicing for a long time.
Just started instructing people to start training for that, and now he's in the middle of it, so he's like, ah, shit.
To go through the ABCs of close quarter confines combat.
Remember the basics of CQC.
And it's also, Snow is moving very recklessly. So when you're trying to aim, it's one of those things where you just kind of have to like throw your arm to the side to not hit him because he's moving. And so it's just going to hit the doorway beside him. And it's going to blow the door and all the wood completely apart. That's just...
Does that give me a space to move into?
Yeah, but only... Yeah, it absolutely would. Yeah, you blow over a large enough chunk of wall open that you can get in to melee range. Why not?
Okay,
it's cool.
Which is like what, right here?
Yeah, well, we're not doing battle map stuff. That's just
Okay.
for me using the token.
Brain space.
Yeah, feel free to do that if it helps. Peep!
Yes. Okay. Peep is going to retrieve his great sword. And then head back in and sort of... I'm trying to think, isn't there like you can have one item interaction per turn, isn't it?
Yeah, you can pick up your sword for free.
Okay, cool. Alright, so pick up my greatsword, and then I'm gonna scramble through, if I can, Snow and the giant's legs.
You're gonna have to roll against the giant. Snow is free. The giant is gonna be a contested athletics, acrobatics.
Okay, alright, let's do this. 21.
He rolls an 18. I mean, the giant's been rolling well, but you've been rolling better. So you can just kind of shove through and under.
And then as I come around the other side, I'm just going to go for a swing around and hit him in the back of the leg.
At least it was the leg. From this angle, you could have hit many other parts. But this giant is wearing clothes. So your sword kind of gets caught. It gets caught on the door frames nearby. It gets caught on everything. The giant at this point has gone from waking up to fighting 3 combatants and kind of looks around, and Snow's the only one who's injured him, so he's just going to go against Snow. What's your AC right now?
12.
Oh geez.
He's advantage too.
He's advantage. So he definitely hits with his first attack.
Yep. And he's just punching me?
Yeah. He's got nothing else he can do. He's just punching.
Yeah.
And headbutting too, to be fair. He's definitely going for some belly barges. You know, it's all in... You're fighting a Snorlax in some ways.
Yeah.
The first
I'm
attack is
raging.
going to be 13 bludgeoning damage, which you take half of.
Yep.
The second attack
6.
is also going to hit
Okay.
for 14 bludgeoning damage, which you also half.
Okay.
So they're like these big, shattering strikes, but you can just kind of take it,
Yeah.
swallowing some of the hits. Next is going to be you. The giant does not look very injured right now. It's fighting with full ferocity despite having just woken up.
Yeah. I think that he's gonna keep going, but he will yell out to the others as he swings again. He'll yell out and say, you know, if I start to look rough, then run away. But he's going to right now. You're just gonna swing. No reckless attack this time.
Cool.
You would still have advantage from Pete being there, though, right? So
You have advantage from Peep, yeah.
yeah. So
Sabriel won't because of the... Actually, no, it's a
yeah.
giant. Sabriel will. Giant's
Uh,
big. Easier to flank.
Okay.
That's going to be a hit. It's going to be 11 slashing damage, which, you know, strikes.
Mm-hmm. And he's definitely, even though that wasn't like it wasn't a reckless attack, but he's still kind of just throwing himself at the thing with a ferociousness that he's hoping will keep it trained on him.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sabriel.
Sabriel's gonna. How much damage did Snow just take?
What was that? 14 or so? 16?
13
12?
went after.
How bad are you
13.
looking?
I'm not visibly wounded yet, so barely, but I'm not visibly wounded yet.
He's gonna pop a healing word on you
Okay.
for next to nothing. And then the yelling is probably getting to him a bit by now, I would think, Ollie.
Mm-hmm. The yelling voices in his head.
Yeah. Sabriel's gonna let his friends come out.
Right, this is such a big thing, I need to scroll up from the window.
And choose to hinder the giant just because his friends wants blood. He's gonna let them have it.
Okay, why don't you... Do you want me to describe what happens here? Or...
I'll let you describe that one.
Yeah, because we have already decided what this sort of looks like. So, at first, you know, it's the three of you kind of fighting close quarters combats. Sabriel's kind of hanging back, you know, more of a tactical fighter. But in moments, there are many more figures in the room, but only in glimpses, almost like you can only see them in the corner of your eye. These ancient elven figures made of sunlight that will be kind of making these ripostes and parries and strikes at the giant. These are the spirits that Sabriel has always been communing with, temporarily given some strength in the mortal world. Temporarily. And there's also the chime of music and battle cries and all of that sort of thing. Hindering, they are going to take damage equal to your wisdom modifier. What is that?
2.
Well, it's not his turn yet, but just so I know.
2.
Okay. Well, it's, you know, it's 2 free damage each turn.
2.
Okay, awesome. This also helps everyone else. So, at the start of your turn, assuming you want to help Peep and...
Yeah, I didn't know I could do both. Yeah, he'll do that.
Yeah. And anyone in the aura gets either helped or hindered or ignored.
Yeah, those two automatically get.
So you're going to get temporary HP equal to the wisdom modifier. Bear in mind, each time you get temporary HP, it replaces your previous temporary. It doesn't stack, so it's going to be 2 extra each turn, which basically acts as a little bit more defense. Peep, it's your turn right now, so you're going to get that.
Alright, cool.
It's almost like
Cool.
you're bolstered by the The singing, the chanting, the cheering. It's very elven, but it is kind of boisterous at the same time. This is a righteous
it's like
battle.
listening to it's like listening to like Russian music. It can be a bop, but you have no idea what you're listening to.
This is
you know?
exactly what you're experiencing.
All right. Pete, invigorated by this, is going to take another swing, hopefully not chipping the sword on the floor and doorways.
That is a hit.
Yes.
And good damage,
10
too.
damage.
That's the nice thing about, like, everyone in this party using, like, big swords. Even Sabriel's is pretty big. It's, big damage when you do hit. Excellent. Next is the giant. The giant does kind of, like, look around at all this, but it cannot comprehend the true power of your attacks. And it is just going to continue focusing on Snow as you're kind of leading the charge. And it probably assumes all this light is coming from you.
Because I'm the biggest threat.
You're the biggest threat to it.
Well, maybe not biggest in terms of most deadly, but I'm the biggest.
Well, because you have
Samuel
terrible...
just wanted to let his friends get blood, that's all.
Yeah, this is the honorable thing to do. The first attack is going to be a hit.
Okay.
It's going to be 11 bludgeoning damage, which you half to 5.
Yep. I'm
And
visibly wounded now.
the second one is also a hit. It's very hard for this thing to not hit you, to be fair. You
Yeah.
don't have a good AC.
I don't have a good AC. Even without it having advantage, it's still...
So the next one is 13 damage, halved to 6.
Okay.
And it's just making these punches. Sometimes they more skim, but it's also like trying to grab you and like hold you and like punch you. And so sometimes like it gets just in enough of a position to hold you in place and then just go with its fists. You're feeling like the bones in its hand and arm like collide with you. It's very painful. You're starting to get a concussion. Probably really like bleeding, probably from like the nose at this point.
Yeah.
And it's your turn next.
Yeah. Luckily, so I get that temp HP now, right? So
Yes.
that's good.
So it helps.
And how is this thing looking?
Not bloodied
Is
yet.
Is it okay?
Not bloodied yet. I'll tell you later.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely like. There's a look of worry in Snow's eyes, but he's gonna keep attacking.
As you move and you kind of get a bit of space from the giant, it is gonna just say in giant to you, it's like, little runt.
Yeah, he's just gonna attack at it, grunting in effort as he like puts his all into it. Okay, let's see.
It's a consistent 12 damage. It's great, and at this point, it's starting to look bloodied. You know,
Okay.
the repeated strikes, like whether they're against its front or its back, they don't really pierce. Straight up a layer of fat on the outside of the hill giant.
Yeah.
But they're starting to add up. Wound's starting
Yeah.
to weep.
Yeah,
Sabriel.
and he's not even gonna respond to it. He's just gonna tank the hits and
Tank the hits and really looking rough.
Yeah, Sabriel's letting, his friends have their fun because they wanted blood. He's letting them have it, but he'll help. He's going to swing with him longsword and not hit.
Yeah, that's well, you have advantage because Peep is in an angle. It's a giant. It's easier to flank. I'm being nice because you're fighting a giant in an upsized tavern as 3 people. That's way better.
So 14.
Of course,
because
the flashes.
Oh, wait, no. That's only one-handed if it's radiant. So just 10.
Okay. Excellent.
And Snow's looking pretty rough.
Gonna give him another healing word.
I'm gonna use all of my healing spell slots right now. That's okay.
What?
6.
Okay,
That
that's
was my
good.
last level 1 spell slot, by the way.
That probably means that unless it gets insanely lucky, I probably will stay up at least one more round.
And I imagine Sabriel's healing word is probably more of yelling at you in Celestial.
Yeah, that's pretty much all it is. He's just yelling in Celestial, like, don't die, you like, dumbass. Just like...
You don't know what it means, but it sounds imposing. It instructs your body to heal.
Okay.
Or else.
Yeah.
All right.
Peep.
So I'm seeing Snow looking kind of bloodied at this point, right? Looking a bit worse for wear.
Yeah. Even after
The
that, you're
healing
still
from Sabriel, and this is probably the first time you've seen magical healing, maybe not in a potion. You've probably seen potions before because, you know, witches and stuff are quite common up here. Oh, that's true. But this is very dramatic, because this is very dramatic. This is like severe nearly dying to like you almost see just like life return. So you would see that Snow is looking better than they were seconds ago.
Okay. Okay. I as my bonus action, I'm going to use Fighting Spirit.
Yes.
So I get those 5 temp instead of the 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to shout just in common. Actually, no. I'm going to sound more threatening. I'm going to shout this in Draconic. As loud as Peep can. Just like, over here! I'm the one you want! And just try and stab him in the leg.
For some reason, my brain just went to I am no man stab.
Yeah.
Which goes... the sword goes through leg flesh and back out with a splurt of thick blood. And the giant is definitely gonna see that. It's gonna, like, grab the wall and shift itself around to just crunch a punch down on you.
13 AC. Come on.
First attack, miss.
Oh, shit.
Maybe even
Sidestep.
yes, a sweet sidestep. Second attack, however, is a hit. But I
Fine,
mean,
I've got 5
dodging
temp
one
HP.
is still pretty great. That's going to be 13 bludgeoning damage. You don't get to halve it. Are you still
That's
up?
fine. Yep, I'm still up. That is my 5 temp gone. So that's 8 points left to take. So
Yep.
I'm on 7 HP.
I recommend
Okay.
keeping a temporary HP in one of the other bubbles, because you have
Yeah.
a lot of them. So that's one way to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Peep takes the punch from the giant. And also gathers its attention for you, Snow. It's your turn
Yeah,
next.
Snow appreciates this, but he sees that Pete took a big hit there, and is kind of rejuvenated by the healing word from before, and also just kind of reinvigorated by the need to protect Peep as well. You know, he appreciates the sacrifice Peep just made, and so he like gives out like a probably the loudest he's been with you guys at all so far, like a roar, like "Rrrr!" and just goes in on it. And we'll
Kaiju
see.
Fight. Kaiju fight.
Let them
Oh.
fight.
I hit it, but I don't think it went through. Hold on.
It sometimes takes a sec.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
That's going to be a... You have Bless.
That's right. I haven't.
Oh,
I mean, I guess
yeah.
it hasn't mattered till now.
Wait, isn't it? Does the blessing have count once,
Plus-
or is it like?
It's a plus D4
It's until I drop
until the Bless is
Ah.
dropped. Which
Yeah,
realistically
is
is
it
probably in
better
a couple
than
of turns from now, but we haven't really been keeping
Okay.
track.
Yeah,
let's
this
say
is-
2
this is-
turns from now, because we did it before they went up.
Okay.
But you do get a D4 added to that.
All right. In this case, I'm assuming I don't know its AC, but I'm gonna guess I probably need like
You need a
hopefully
good
a 3 or a
roll.
4. No. Okay.
You try to get a felling swipe on the thing. The giant is very injured, but you just can't get in a good position now you're behind it. Sabriel.
Sabriel's gonna swing on it again while his friends wail on it. All of them, all 32 of them. Where's my sword?
That is a hit. That's how much you missed by.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's a great strike, but the giant isn't going down, not yet.
Okay.
Alright,
Also, Ollie, did you apply the 2 damage when it was its turn? Just making
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
I'm keeping track of that.
Yeah.
It's going to be easier to do on a battle map because there's going to be an aura effect, but yeah, it's easy enough to remember now that he's taking poison ticks from many grandparents.
We might need those ticks in this case.
It's adding up. Peep.
Okay.
I see devious kobold looks.
Oh no.
I'm going to spend my second wind.
Mm-hmm.
So I get D10 plus 3. Help if I... Not D19. Thank you, fingers.
It would roll it. It would know
11.
what to do, but it would roll it. 11 healing is
Really good.
nice.
That's really
So,
good. You also have those 2 temp HP now, right?
Yeah.
I do. Thank you. And then, yeah. So this giant's still facing Peep, right?
Mm-hmm.
Peep is gonna, like, after, like, that, like, stab and swing and, like, the punch and all that, just, like, soar down. Peep will be the strongest. Peep will be the greatest. Take a swing.
Oh no.
It's a hit.
That's a hit.
It's not a hit. The giant staggers back, bleeding from the neck. It holds its skin together.
That must have been like a leaping hit from Peep. To get the neck.
Yeah.
Just like a run up.
You hit it with a pointy end.
Oh.
I do
God damn.
feel the desire to remind you that you should have action surge.
I do. I think I know what you're implying here.
I'm implying that Peep just did a lot of damage, and Peep could do more damage.
So Peep will action surge then, and then just go for another swing. No words this time. Just a.
He links it.
It's a hit. It's not a kill yet again.
Ooh.
The giant is just hanging on, staggering even more as many ethereal rapiers and short swords and elven bow strikes are being pierced into it from these ethereal allies. But it is going to strike. It is going to hit
Magic
Peep.
pixels.
It is Magic
Come
Pixel
on.
right now. There's going to be 15 bludgeoning damage on the first strike.
Okay, that's fine. That's yep. Okay, still up.
What's your AC?
Come on, 13.
It misses the second hit.
Oh.
It misses. Snow, it's your turn next. The
So
giant is
Snow is
bleeding
like-
from the neck.
Yeah, Snow is super impressed by the amount of hits that Peep is getting, but sees that Peep is also not able to take hits as well. So Snow is like just again really trying to give it his all to try and take this thing down. And let's see if he can do it this time.
Yet again.
I guess would I have
You still get bless.
yeah,
still
this
get
is the last
blessed.
one. Okay. Come on, give me a 3 or 4. No!
It's the ethereal allies, these glints of light, these piercing strikes that almost seem occasionally to graze your flesh. It's very difficult to fight around. These allies you cannot even see most of the time.
I think
Sabriel.
Snow is just thrown off and yeah.
I know this is a dumb question. It's going to sound really dumb to the chat, so I apologize if I sound like a dumbass. But can I use my sword to inflict wounds?
Flavor-wise, yes.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
what I was
You don't need to,
I know.
but I think Sabriel as a war cleric tactician, or battle cleric, could do such a thing. It's essentially what a paladin does.
I'm
yeah,
just
I
imagining
was
it's like the. Sorry, go on.
No, go on.
I was gonna say it's like the the Virgil thing where it's like a load of swings, then just puts it away, and then it's just a shh.
Pretty much.
It's close. I was imagining that when Ori goes, "Where's my sword?" But Sabriel seeps the sword each time. But then, it's,
It's like,
which hand
listen,
is
he's
it?
old. That 20.
Oh!
Oh!
Holy shit!
Oh!
39, 49, 58!
That is exactly half the giant's max HP that you've just dealt.
So...
Go ahead. It is deceased.
Really, I would hope so. God damn. I love inflict wounds when you crit and get max damage.
It is a reason
So
why it's
good.
addictive.
It's so good.
Like my grave cleric got crit and max damage on level 5 cast of it once.
What happens in here and now?
Okay, I didn't think that far because I thought I was gonna miss.
Look, it was just as likely. You missing and getting a crit in the fates. It's just as possible. It's how inflict wounds is. It's feast and famine.
Savriel's just done with this. His head hurts because all the glowy people have been screaming at him to commit Dave's Volt murder, and so he's like, "Fine, I'll fucking do it." And so he pulls his sword back. It just lightsabers up at this point,
Yeah.
and he just
And well, I mean,
disintegrates it as
yeah,
it goes
exactly.
through.
It's full on Darth Vader killing Obi-Wan. Just the giant is gone. Admittedly,
No
as we
pain
described the
explosion
inflict
this
wounds before, it is a gooier disintegration than Obi-Wan. Although it is the same logic that it's just sheer empowering heat. And this is really one of those examples that Sabriel is stronger than he looks. And Sabriel's getting some of his strength back too. That's more to form for you. Just take some
He's
warm
gonna
up
call
nowadays.
him-
You're old.
He's gonna make a call tonight when they take a long rest and be like, "Yo, babe."
There is clothing on the floor from the giant. Piles of mucousy blood goo, but only really like a speckling. It's only really the extremity, the very, very edge of the creature was not superheated enough by that inflict wounds to paint the walls in a light pink mist. The giant is no more, and no longer a threat.
Are my friends happy with my?
Oh, there is a palpable cheering you can all hear from these old crusaders, and like the start of a very deliberate song in Celestial that it would honestly just kind of be the chanting of the name Valenche. But then that will fade for everyone other than Sabriel, as if it almost was never there.
He's still got a party going in his head. He's like,
Yeah, everyone else
Snow
still is,
and-
it doesn't hear it, but Sabriel?
Yeah, Snow, when he realizes that the threat is gone, would just basically put his great sword into the floor and fall to a knee, panting.
Peep's kind of the same. Just lets go though and just falls forward.
which one of you looks worse off?
Peep.
Yeah, Peeps. I'm about
Peep's
a 5
more
out of
baby.
25 right now.
He's gonna go over to Peep and kneel down, ignoring the loud party going on in his head right now, and level 2 cure wounds on him. He's just gonna put his hand on Peep's head gently and give him 1 hit point back. 8.
It's not great, but it is enough to mend some of those aching bones. Probably enough to recover the concussion instantly.
And at that point, I have no spell slots left. You're welcome. Goodbye. I'm done.
Sabriel Church is over.
Oh, yeah, it would take Snow a few seconds, and then he would like look up at the others and basically just be like, "Are you all right?"
Oh, I'm fine.
I'm okay.
Sabriel took no damage.
Sabriel saying that nonchalantly is hilarious to me. These two are like Ferris the engine, just oh, I'm fine. It's
They
like
both got pummeled to like pull for.
it's like Sabriel's already got a glass of red wine in his hand somehow.
Sabriel just sitting here sipping his fucking wine while there's a party going on in his head.
That was. People looks confused for a second. That was terrifying, but amazing.
That's just combat.
He sits down.
Yeah, after a few seconds, Snow would be like, I suppose we should make sure the rest of this place is empty.
You two stay sitting here and catch your breaths for a short rest. I will search the house.
It'll be so do you want to search this floor or the floor above or both?
Yes.
Okay. You do a brief check of this floor. Of course, it's weird because the house is upside down, so the door frame's upside down as well. And like I described with the hatch, the doors almost don't fit properly anymore. Some of them don't open unless you give them a shove. And you can see these are tavern rooms, like inn rooms, that are up there. They are fallen upside down. The quality is not of a quality you would deem acceptable, Sabriel. You know, very simple beds, very simple side tables. Upside down, fallen. Weirdly enough, that like any windows are still intact, and you can just see the blizzard outside through any of them. If you passed right through and maybe looted things, that's probably gold and assortments, but there's nothing of a threat in those rooms. You can clamber with the benefit of time. I'm not going to make you do a check up to what was the tavern's main floor, upside down. Now the hill giant's nest. It basically has made a nest out of furniture and things it's found, and sackcloth and hay and things like that. There are even some very crude charcoal drawings on the wall, which you would immediately recognize from your book learning as giant style. There's a very okay, you're all gonna get this way more than most other of my players. Giants draw and send messages in a way that looks like the monster art in Monster Hunter when they have like the little symbols. It's very jagged, it's very square, but there's also a lot happening in them. It's not simple. Although this is a hill giant's drawings. You can't immediately work out what it says right now, but you know it's a message, or maybe just doodles. The nest itself has things in it, but no threats. There are some chickens up here. He has like a little area where there are some chickens.
Chickens by the neck.
Yeah, okay. Sabriel comes back down from the tavern floor with 2 chickens by the neck.
Well, he would come down after he's done checking the rest of it.
Yeah. Like, this is one of those things where, with the benefit of more time, you can do investigation checks to get loot, but no threats.
He'll do that later. He's gonna bring the chickens down. He'll break the, he won't carry live chickens down the stairs by the neck. He will finish the chickens off upstairs.
Well, there goes your guys having pets. Could have had eggs the rest of your adventure.
You told me no pets. How are we gonna have chicken eggs while we're walking through the goddamn tundra? Put the chickens on the horse and let them
improvise
make their
weapons.
I don't know. You tell me. You're the players.
make chicken containers for the horse. One
Several's making chicken nuggets right now. Okay, that's what Several's doing.
Like
instead of
we could use the
saddlebags.
eggs though. The eggs could be like a taunting tool to egg them on.
So Sabriel heads
Can I
downstairs
grab
with 2
Pete
dead
outside?
chickens. Where there's windows. So, hey, you know what you're eating tonight? And this place now is a very safe, secure resting place. It's an entirely stone building other than the wooden floorboards and door frames and things. The floor of the tavern floor, which is now the ceiling of the entire building, the roof, is the most flimsy place. There's areas where the snow is coming through, but that's fine because you can stay in the other 2 floors and be completely protected from the really harsh sleet storm outside. What is it you guys want to do?
I need to answer the door for the pizza man.
I
Go ahead.
think that definitely that upper area, the top floor, which is actually the bottom floor, sounds like it's the best place to hunker down because so it's only like halfway through the day or less.
It's
right.
Yeah, it's not that long through the day, but it's also kind of impossible to travel through the the sleet storm. So yeah, it would be wise to stay here because you can't even really look around outside with the snow. Like the windows, it's just moving whiteness and the pattering of sleet.
Yeah. So I guess Snow would just start making himself comfortable in the actual tavern room where all the furniture was.
Yeah, you can upturn the furniture and sit upon it, and it's big enough for you, some of it.
Yeah.
Several's feeling fine. So can I just do an investigation while those 2 are resting?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bit?
Go ahead and click it. I was literally just holding the book I wanted. There it is.
Oh, I did advantage again.
If Peep occasionally help, these 2 can occasionally help.
People help
They're
out.
looting the entire building and, not resting hard, so that's fine.
Peep can get on all the little spaces.
Is there something Peep wanted to do before that? /turn?
Peep would have been curious about. So the bar's still on the ceiling, right?
The bar of this building is still on the
Yeah.
ceiling, although
Well-
strenuously, because it's
Right.
parts of it are stone, but the wooden top and stuff is kind of dangling, and the wood is warm.
Yeah.
Are you looking for
I'm just
alcohol?
wondering. Yeah, I was gonna say, is there any intact bottles or
some
kegs or
tequila.
anything that have fallen?
Any of that
Wine.
stuff, the giant has already collected into its nest. So there were large kegs. Some of the kegs were clearly broken in whatever happened here, but that is
Are there
So there
any
is
that are
booze.
left?
Yeah, no, he's
Okay,
not drunk
good.
on all of it. There's not a whole lot left. There's clearly stuff that probably wasn't of a giant's taste, so a lot of the harder liquor is still here, and they're in smaller bottles for him. So there is rum and
Wine?
there would be wine, but not much. But it would be wine.
Probably peasant wine, ratchet.
Well,
peasant wine.
it's actually funny enough. It actually is high elven wine, but it's a cheap stuff.
It's the bottom shelf shit.
box wine.
It's high elven wine with a label written in common, and that's all you need to know.
Several's I guess it'll do.
Okay. So yeah, people help look around for stuff, and then once that's done, then might start looking through the
Cool.
bottles and stuff that are left.
When it comes to money, for the ease, unless necessary, because there are uses for copper and silver, I usually give you everything in gold, because that's one more thing not to worry about. Because you are going to be picking up copper pieces and silver pieces here. But there's a lot of money here. There's a lot of money either in, like, there is a lockbox that fell that you can, like, the giant didn't open it. Why would they? So there's still, like, the cash register's money. There is money from things the giant has found. Like, the giant has kind of ambiently been collecting some gold from the surrounding area as it's just been foraging, but not deliberately for a purpose of gold. There is 1,100 gold pieces here altogether in value. Which is a lot of money for little boys. Yeah.
So that if we keep a, it's like, okay, it's like after like seeing it all together, people's like, well, if we keep a bit of it for Sir Vincent, then how much each is that? That's more gold than I've ever seen in my life. He looks a little entranced, just like. You can see there's a little bit of like the gremlin energy of him wanting to just jump into the pile.
This much gold and silver and copper in one place does glow a little. Just enough.
Dragon instinct kicking in.
Yeah, you can just see a little bit of Pete just wanting to jump in, but he's holding it back.
I think, I think Snow would agree that we should like keep a portion for Sir Vincent, who I like to imagine is just lost in the snowstorm. Like, guys!
It would be. I was just doing the math in my head.
275?
275 gold each, which is not as much. Won't go that far, but is still like that's money you could
for a while on that.
You could live comfortably for a long time on that much money. The record I usually go with is roughly. It was one of those things in an old scrapped D&D lore, but it quite fits a more grounded world, is a peasant or a commoner, a kind of regular labor job, not quite minimum wage, not quite a good wage, earns 2 gold a year. Now, in your culture, Pete, up here in the north, and Snowcorn as well, as Habriel, God, not much gold is exchanged for services. It's more items or trade or other objects that are more useful. But gold is always valued as this is how much the value is. Gold will always get you going.
Yeah, so it's like, this thing might be 20 gold, but I'll give you 10 gold, and here's some extra stuff on the side.
Here's a chicken.
Yeah.
Though a chicken is not worth 10 gold.
Everyone's just gonna put the gold in his bag and be like, okay.
Just like perfectly portion it into 4 pieces and just like nothing.
Yeah, Sabriel's just like, oh. Here, put it in my bag. I don't care.
All right.
Are we taking a short rest or a long rest? That's my question.
Well, Snow was saying
too.
you might as well sleep here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying because of the weather.
Yeah, it's like unless the weather clears up in the next couple hours from this point, then
Which it won't.
yeah. So
And I have no spell slots.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Might as well hunker down for a long rest.
Yeah. I guess we'd have to wait till nighttime and stuff.
No.
But we were gonna do that anyways.
It's like you are taking a long rest over the rest of the day.
The rest of the day, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I got all my stuff back.
Is there anything you'll want to do during this? There's not really much reason to keep watch, but I imagine, Sabriel will probably wander around the building every now and again to keep an eye out, look out the windows.
Peep is definitely very curious about the bottles of alcohol that are lying around.
Sabriel will have a glass of wine. Just one.
Probably your own glass, too.
He's probably got his own glass with him.
Yeah, in his bag. There's like a wine glass on his belt, done, ready. A chalice.
If Pete
It's
pops
from his
open a
husband.
bottle of liquor, then Snow might, I don't know.
What people guess it gets a few different ones together. So there's rum, there's wine.
I'm trying to think what other alcohols would make sense here. There is a kind of alcoholic milk, but I think the hill giant would have drank that. probably
What
first.
Yeah.
about, like, is there any like mead or anything?
Mead would have been drunken already. Like beer
Whiskey?
and mead would have been drunk. I don't think they'd have proper whiskey here. Maybe like almost like a proto whiskey.
Okay.
And vodka. That'd be vodka. The
Okay.
giant has not drunk
All right.
vodka. The vodka here is the most mass-produced one. It is
Harshest.
actually, it's harsh. It's also got a label with parts of it in Draconic.
Peep's drawn to that one.
It's like in common, but there's Draconic on the label to be impressive, and it's like clearly
to look cool.
stamped. Yeah.
Okay. What is it? Is it just like generic? Just like
It's
stamp of...
it would have a name, but it's from the Shiver. It's like from a particular vodka distillery from the Shiver, which you know as a place because people mention it.
Yeah.
That's kind of all. So
Right.
So Shiver vodka or whatever
Yeah.
kind of fits.
I can read this. What's this stuff like? Vodka. Like turn the bottle.
Might be a little strong for you.
Oh. What's it like though? I mean, I've never had any alcohol before.
It just looks like water
is-
peep, really clean water too.
Yeah, like it doesn't look that bad. So
Several's like, you've been alive 5 minutes. Should I let you burn with this in your mouth?
Snow would be like after a battle well fought. I feel a bit of celebration is in order.
then let's try it. Like I'm guessing there's like some like glasses and stuff, or like
There you could
casts
well
and things. Not glasses because they're all
yeah,
shattered when they fell.
yeah, there are. They've been in the giant's nest. They're like sort of things that he's put together and used to store like some of the water that drips down from the ceiling and stuff like that. Maybe one of them's been used as a chamber pot. So you know, you got to be careful which tankard you use. Sabra has their own glass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
Several's got his
assuming
own
there's
glass.
like ones like even if it's just like a tankard for ale that's just been sat in the corner. It's like
Yeah,
clean
you
enough.
can find something clean enough.
Yeah. Okay. Like
You also
people get
can
one of
swirl
those.
some alcohol around in it, dump it out, and clean it that way too.
That is what this vodka will probably be used for in the future.
So just a white. It's just a cleaning spirit. That's all it is. Okay.
handy.
People like. I'm guessing is like a cork on it.
There would be a metal pressed cap.
Okay. People like try and like tear it off, or like after a bit of fiddling, probably end up like.
Oh
big
yeah, your claws can get that off eventually.
Okay. It smells weird.
Snow will chuckle a little bit.
Okay. Well, like pour, just like
What?
pours a little bit into the cup. Probably still a bit too much, but like.
This is just like everyone's first vodka experience.
Yeah. And like sits it on the like whatever like table we flipped over.
Mhm.
It's hilarious how terrified everyone is of vodka the first time.
It doesn't smell edible.
Yeah, it literally does like smell like you're about to like go to a hospital and put your hand under the pump and just go like. "Gah."
Or
Yeah.
drink straight turd.
It's the same
Yeah.
distillery process for vodka
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
antiseptic soap. There was a distillery near where my parents live, where they switched it in from gin to antiseptics during COVID. And we
Oh,
have
they
some
do
of
that here. That like all
Yeah.
of the bourbon distilleries, bourbon and vodka distilleries where I live, have been making hand sanitizers.
God, you just remind me of a crazy. There was like a UK bit where like it was a gin distillery that wanted to sell their gin, but they didn't have a license to sell it. But they bought a train that was on like a closed track, and as long as the train's in motion, you can sell alcohol without a license.
So they just like went around in a
I
circle.
love-
Yeah, it's like the train went back and forth,
UK
and they were selling it all in
laws
motion.
are so full of loopholes, clearly made by like an ancient noble trying to get away with something.
Yeah.
It's like why I love like the right to roam. It's like, no, you cannot
Yeah.
build on this route because at some point someone used this for duck hunting. And like you can no one can do anything to this like footpath. Like stuff like that happens all the time in the UK. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Peep is gonna like hold the cup with like both hands. Well, to us. Just to hold it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess
Drinking my
Snow would have
wine.
poured himself a cup too, and yeah, would.
Peep, give me a
Okay.
Constitution save. Bless is no longer in effect. Also, Vincent probably won't be happy that you've let Peep drink alcohol.
Is Peep an actual child or
No,
Like
Peep is a
17 human
teen.
years.
Peep is
So
a
we're
young
not
adult,
giving
late
the-
teen.
yeah? So we're not
Yeah.
giving the like toddler
No.
vodka.
It's,
Yeah,
this is
like that in my
this is a
husband's,
fine
like,
age to
cabinet.
drink. Just ignore the fact that Peep is 5 years old in literality.
Yeah, 5.5. 5.5.
Yeah.
He's
But,
a
like-
teenager. Okay, that's fine. We
Yeah.
all did
Yeah.
that. It's fine.
He's-
Why are you
Yeah.
laughing?
Underage drinking, but like socially acceptable underage drinking.
Yeah, everyone
Yeah,
It's like if your parents
understands,
give
you
you
know.
a drink with dinner, you know.
Yeah.
Severo's just drinking his wine. He's like, I'm not touching that vodka shit.
Peep, you don't spit it out or pass out or anything. Like, you handle it. It's up to
It's
you
just-
whether you like it or not. It's harsh. That's for sure.
Probably like Peep doesn't like the taste, but likes like the warm, fuzzy feeling it gives on the way down. You know?
I feel like a
It's
dragon.
Yeah, that's.
Just wait till you get Sambuca.
I mean, it's weird. Kind of. Just goes for the second drink.
That's everyone's vodka experience. It's weird. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, this is horrible. Another.
yeah. This is disgusting.
This is
That's
disgusting.
really
That's right, yeah.
Who juices potatoes?
Ugh. Yeah.
Snow is
yeah.
just like chugging, by the way. No, Snow probably doesn't drink that much, but he certainly has had vodka before.
You have to drink more to get drunk because you are big
Yeah.
and part
That's true.
giant. You know, like
Yeah.
you have a high alcohol tolerance, even to vodka. Like it's probably a full mug before you start feeling it.
He's
which
a
is
bad date because he has to drink like.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Sabriel's not gonna get drunk. He's having the one glass and that's it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else
After,
y'all
like-
want to do? Yeah.
Okay, after like Peeps did a couple of like sips, like probably like filled a little bit more because like drank
Yeah.
a bit. Peeps gonna like sit and like, so why did you guys become adventurers?
Oh, that question. It's like, Mom,
Session
where did
2.
babies come from?
Yeah.
Yeah. Snow is like he's surprised by that.
It's like this is like a lot of like we've been in a lot of danger, but like it's really cool and you guys are great. Like I really like you guys, but like this is a lot of danger that we're in. So like, why become adventurers?
I was bred for war.
Oh my god! Is that what Several actually says?
Oh, that sounds really like wow.
Snow just like looks at Summer like, okay then.
It's not incorrect. It's not incorrect.
What type of war?
All of it. Yes.
As for myself, well, a few years back there was, well, a threat to my people, and I took up arms, and I had never been a fighter before then. I mostly just kept to the woods with those who raised me, but after I fought, it made me realize that it made me realize there's more than just the peaceful wandering in the forests, and I haven't been able to get that out of my head ever since. And yes, there is. Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say those are very different answers.
Sabrel's like, my first experience in actual war was stabbing a beholder through the face.
Several isn't gonna say that to the polite compliment.
No, he's thinking it. He's like, I was bred for war, but my first experience was murdering.
Very
a
different
beholder
from
800 years
this.
ago.
Yeah.
Very different from calming angry badgers.
I think Snow would kind of like think on it a little longer and then continue and say, "You are right, Peep. It can be dangerous, but it's also wandering, searching for, well, whatever you may be searching for. It gives you its own sense of purpose in a way."
Yeah. Peep takes like another sip.
Are my friends still celebrating, by the way?
It's calmed down, but it is a pleasant attitude amongst your grandfathers and ancestors.
They're not yelling anymore.
No, they are just... They're always calmer after a victory that they're very proud of. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a hard victory that they're proud of.
They were happy with that one.
They were happy with that one. So actually you're getting a bit of peace and quiet.
Okay. He's not talking to himself right now.
Any more chatter around the vodka fire?
There'd be small talk, but I think.
Oh yeah. You're probably chattering. I mean, you're hanging out here for the next like 12 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, long rest.
Yep.
Did you want to cook up those chickens?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, chickens.
Just a basic.
Chicken tenders.
Yeah, just basic cutting up and cooking chicken. Not gonna need any roll for.
Sabrel knows how to cook.
Yeah, this is a very different affair than what you would do at home, of course.
No, but he knows the basics of how to cook.
Yeah. You have different utensils, different intents.
I'm assuming there's like no spices and stuff.
No
It's just, like, plain old chicken.
spices.
Yeah. That's rough.
I don't know. Would Sabrel carry spices with
Samurai
him?
would at least carry like whatever the Elvish equivalent of salt and pepper is, which might not be the same. What is there's like a rare type of pepper that's like pink or something? It's probably that.
Jarviskjir,
pink
mountain
Himalayan
salt.
sea salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you probably have a small amount of quite nice spices.
He's
But
got
they're not
Sam's
the
little
super
salt
fancy
box
ones.
from
Yeah,
Lord of the Rings.
it'll do. So you can eat, you can drink, you can be merry, you can chatter, and you can rest. You just gonna kind of hunker down in this tavern floor, listening to the creaking of the wind. Excellent.
Yeah.
Hope my horse survives the night.
Oh yeah, the horse is out there getting.
The
like...
horse is fine. The
You
horse
can't
has
really bring it in.
the horse has plot immunity right now.
Yeah. Keep like
It
gets,
didn't
like, some, like-
earlier.
No, it was
Yeah, that's
in
a combat situation.
It was in the AOE of a wolf's sand attack. I mean, it happens all the time.
Sabrel's gonna be so glad when he gets his actual mount back. Like, I don't want this old beater lemon anymore.
Anything any of you all want to do during the night, between sleeps, early in the morning?
No, I think people probably are just going to a very, very deep sleep.
Peep
Yeah.
needs he sleep.
Yeah, especially because he's had something to drink.
Yeah.
Big fight, big food, something to drink.
Peep is
That is of course a note that between Sabriel and Peep they have one chicken, and Snow needs a whole chicken himself because Snow is a big boy and does
Yeah.
need to eat twice as much as anyone else.
Sabriel will not send a spoken message, but just hey.
A you up message. Well, this depends whether you want to give the game away yet, Ori, of what Sabriel would be doing, or just sort of a.
No, he's not. He's just sending like a, hey, I did good today, and he's not gonna say anything else. That's it.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Well, when you're awake in this crazy upside down tavern, we'll deal with that next week, I think. But you all just fought a giant, admittedly a giant without its weapon,
Club.
but still,
Whatever.
that's a pretty rough combatant for what level
Yeah.
you're at. That's pretty impressive. Whew.
Yeah,
Well.
the clutch inflict wounds.
It was cool. It was overkill.
It was over.
It's twice this session that Sabriel has inflicted wounds and disintegrated something.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
the way it is. Well, before we talk about next time, we're gonna go talk real quick about what y'all are doing. Starting with Poetry Stud Gaming. Who are you? What are you?
Yeah, so lately I've just been streaming a bunch of stuff. Nothing in particular, but past few days I've been doing Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice on stream.
I need to play that.
Yeah, and I'm probably
It's
gonna.
good. It's hard.
It's super
Very
yeah.
good.
I'm gonna be probably playing that actually in a few minutes after this, but yeah. That's it for me.
Voice
I did
quills.
with a lot of session.
You did, but I mean, the barbarian missing attacks is fine. Or you do a lot of damage, and you'll do more damage when you have a weapon your size, as well.
Yeah.
Like you're
That's
you're
true.
wielding a the great sword you have is like a long sword ish to you. So
Yeah.
when you have a bigger weapon, you'll deal more. It'll be a 2d8 weapon. So you want to get that. Voice quills.
Yes.
Tell me.
The same as last time, really. I'm still shitposting away, making voice memes, all that. So yeah, just the same place. It's voice quills pretty much everywhere. The only difference is on Twitter, it's without the dash. So yeah, it's if you like memes, if you like stupid shit, if you like voice acting, then check me out. I'm still trying to get to 5k subs on YouTube. Once that happens, I'm doing a horror stream to raise money for charity for mermaids. So yeah, if you guys like my stuff, sub and we can get there and get that done. I can shit and piss myself live. Out of fear. Before anyone asks.
Oh, okay. All
Out of
right.
fear. I'm very bad with
Yeah.
horror. I'm very bad with horror. And it's going to be like
Oh.
Phasmophobia, Lost in Vivo, Fears to Fathom, Mundon.
Oh, like
I'm very
actual,
bad
like
with horror.
proper super scary game, not like Resident Evil. Like, oh,
No, like
we're
actual
gonna
like,
scare ya.
horror games.
Okay,
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I'm gonna be doing that. My Halloween's gonna be in December this year. I'm not doing it yet, but
That's fair.
we're gonna have a similar
So-
thing later on.
I broke amnesia once when I was playing it. There's a hallway collapse that you trigger when you get to a certain point, and I triggered it on the wrong side of the hallway and got stuck in the game.
I kind of think Amnesia is just bullshit anyway. I gotta
I hate
say.
that game.
Yeah.
I kind of think
like-
it's formative, but the Machine for Pigs is badass. That one I like.
I'd say Machine for Pigs is the worst game, but better story.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about the game. I just like the story and the designs and shit.
Yeah, the ending is mwah.
Yeah, that would make like a good little novella. I don't care about the
Yes.
game. I'm just gonna read the wiki page. Ori, who are you? What's up?
I do art and shit posts. Sometimes at the same time. I've gotten paid to do both before. I've drawn Gordon Ramsay as a tiefling, and I put the whole, like, what's his name? Dude from Jurassic Park who lays shirtless like this.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum painting on a DM's Guild cover. I have commissions open right now. I need to pay bills. This is my job, so let me draw your D&D characters. I just did the cover for one of the D&D Adventurers Leagues things that came out for the Feywild shit. Wizards just shared it fucking yesterday when I woke up, so you just go find it. But yeah, I'm everywhere at the Lady Ori. I will be streaming at some point this evening Monster Prom with my friends, and we voice act the whole game. And I hate my life when I do it because I've got the Valley Girl character. But anyway, the evil murderous mermaid princess is the one I usually voice when we play that. So, but yeah, commissions are open. I do art. Can find me. Yeah.
Nice.
Woo.
And least of all, last of all, most of all is me. I'm Ollie. The main thing I got to tell you about is, hey, I'm in my pajamas, is Schism, Immolation of Oath Fur. It's coming out later on this month. We are taking our time to make sure that the Kickstarter is as perfect as possible, because this is the start of a franchise set in Jarviskjir. This one is set in the same sort of region that this campaign is set. So, if you like war games like Warhammer, BattleTech, even D&D, if you like the fighting part of D&D, especially the way I run it, this is gonna be your jam. A lot of cool shit on there. I also stream at other times. There is a Wednesday show. Wednesdays at 7 p.m. BST, so it starts an hour earlier than this show, is Jarviskjir Mind Over Matter. That is a very different campaign. It takes place in the underrealm of Jarviskjir. Very different places, very different cultures. In this game, you're seeing touches of how Jarviskjir is different from your typical fantasy setting. The underrealm is completely different. While it has the same kind of, like, silhouettes, everything is filled in very differently, and that is a very interesting party that deals with things in very interesting ways, because they kind of have to. So if you like this game, check out that one. There's also a grand history of Jarviskjir shows on my channel on YouTube. That should just be Ollie Smith, but there's links down below. If you like this show, check out the other ones. There are other ones kind of linked to this one in various ways. If you want to know more about that, you can join the Discord. It all connects up. There is a spoiler chat in the Discord. There are also other chats in the Discord. I also stream on other times. I've been doing them a little bit less recently because there's a lot of stuff going on, but I let you know on the Discord and my Twitter when I'm doing other streams. There are art streams. There are game streams. There are streams where I work on other projects. There's a lot of stuff moving, and you should come check it all out and have a good time with us. We're going to see you next week here with more of this. This show is supported by Patreon, so I'm going to thank the patrons before we go. There's also extra content on Patreon, because of course there is. That's how it works. So, see you then. Bye-bye.